Good afternoon. It's 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from Dickens Turf and Landscape down in Murfreesboro. The Titans are working Miami quarterback Cam Ward out privately on campus today. Coach Brian Callahan, Mike Bergonzi, President of Football Operations Chad Brinker, Dave Ziegler, Nick Holtz, QB's coach Bo Hardegree are all on the trip. Deion Sanders has agreed to a 5-year deal worth $54 million at Colorado, making him one of the country's highest paid coaches. The Memphis Grizzlies fired head coach Taylor Jenkins today, despite Memphis being 5th place in the West with just 9 games left in the regular season. Assistant Tuomas Isola, I butchered that, as the interim head coach will take over for the remaining.
What did you just say?
I'm passing that. The NCAA tournament continues tonight with the Sweet 16. Ole Miss and Michigan State.
Should we have dumped you?
No. Ole Miss and Michigan State get things started at 6:10 p.m. Tennessee, Kentucky face off for the 3rd time this season at 6:39. Catch the Ball network coverage of the game right here on The Zone. Michigan and Auburn get the second half of games going at 8:39. Purdue and Houston cap off the Sweet 16 at 9:10. You can catch the action right here on The Zone, courtesy of Westwood One. Prairie Foundation Repair and Waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. We are out and about in the borough. If you're in Murfreesboro, come by and see us. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply on Northwest Broad Street. We would love to see a brand new location, and they've got all kinds of mowers. Zeph is sitting on one that's very expensive looking, with his legs crossed like he's like watching tennis or something.
It's very comfortable.
I don't think you mow your yard seated the way that you are, though.
I also don't have this kind of mower, so...
If you're a professional, maybe you could.
Maybe you could.
That's true.
I'm guessing he's not, though.
Yeah. No.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. Go Vols. The biggest game in Tennessee basketball history is upon us. Only 3 hours and 36 minutes away. And we shall be underway.
How confident are you in? Well, before I get into that, Dawn Davenport is here in her Auburn T-shirt.
She's got
what
a
am
home
I,
game.
like, chopped liver today?
I know. I don't know what happened
Let's
there.
She's got
go.
a home game. Like,
Hey, listen, don't hate. That's what happens when you're the number 1 overall. Maybe if y'all didn't screw it up during the season, you wouldn't have to face Kentucky for the 3rd straight time this year.
true, very true. Mm-hmm.
War Eagle.
What does your shirt say? Oh, it doesn't say anything. What does it read? War, Eagle, Auburn, in between the war and the Eagle.
I would like to say I'm glad we're not on that side of the bracket. We'll let you in Florida.
Yeah.
Tango.
Bang it out.
Yeah, because there's going to be a war.
Speaking of banging it out, if Tennessee and Houston both win, what would that matchup be?
A fight at the rock quarry. Who can pick up the biggest rock? 'Cause that's what it's going to be.
And just hit somebody in the head with it.
Absolutely.
Man, I love this tournament. No question about it. Tennessee, Kentucky, how confident are you in the Vols' aspirations to get that done today?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest of confidence?
Yes.
9.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is that your orange-tinted glasses? Okay, how about this? Let's start it all off with why did they lose the first 2 times they faced them?
Man, the reason they lost to me, in my opinion, was one, the game plan that Mark Pope came out with, allowing guys to shoot, and them, what was it, 8, if I'm not mistaken, 8 for 33 on uncontested three-pointers.
Kentucky shot better than they have. They shot well over their average for the season in those 2 games. In both games.
Yeah, they were combined 24 of 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why? Why were they so good
I think
at shooting in those games?
To me, I think the guys that were shooting the shots made the shots, one being Kobe Brea. He didn't have a lot of shots, but guys like Alamanar, coming off the bench at Tennessee. He played very well. Jackson Robinson played very well.
Like
at
outside
Tennessee.
of your core guys stepped up.
And then I think Tennessee, the detail to communication was lost. That wasn't – I was shocked to watch that happen. But the shuffle cuts that Kentucky was running, guys crossing, and when you have great shooters and their offense is predicated on it, all they need is a sliver of a look at the rim. So I'm not saying they were wide open, but a late contest is an open shot for Kentucky.
Yes.
You need to be there. Tennessee wasn't there. And I also say when you go to Rupp, the way Noah and Perry played off the bench was I don't expect them to go 5 for 7 off the bench again. 2 freshmen, like that's a different level. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also think in those games, Tennessee was right there, especially at the one in Rupp, and just didn't close it out down the end. And Rupp made the play. Kentucky made the Rupp made some
Maybe
plays.
he did. The goes to Rupp.
Yeah.
Kentucky made the plays that needed to be made to close out that game, which you got to tip your cap to. I ain't making excuses for any of them games. They went and won those games. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I do think going back and watching the film and with this magnitude of the game, man, I like where they are. I promise I like where they are.
It's funny how Vegas treats situations like this because obviously Kentucky won both games, right? Tennessee a 4.5-point favorite.
Yep.
So they look at these games independent of each other because Tennessee was a slight favorite in Lexington. Mm-hmm. They were about a 4.5-point favorite in Knoxville as well. So, it's funny that as you watch sports, you think like, oh, this impacts this and not to Vegas.
Yeah, no.
Not to Vegas.
And I've been in situations like this as a pro, as an amateur, all of the above. And you have a different heightened level of attention when you go up against them. I don't know what's going to happen after this game for either one. But coming into this one, you get beat by your rival 2 times that way. You're a top 10 team, both of them. Man, you got something to prove, especially with seniors, decorated seniors,
veteran team
like this. Yeah, this. Hey man, I got the house on it.
Now, sometimes, you guys are talking about how Kentucky made threes. Sometimes you can go out there and beat BYU, and you just play somebody that hits 25 threes in a game, and there's
now if that happens, that's when them
you tip your cap.
Nah, you tap them on the butt. Hey man, good job. We'll see y'all next year. Cause that's you just like ain't nothing you can do. There was nothing BYU could do. If anybody shoots like that in the tournament, they set a record.
25.
Come on, dog.
The previous record was 21.
That's 75 points, you from 3. We ain't talking about transition. We ain't talking about free throws. We ain't talking about steals. We ain't talking about post-ups. Just 3-pointers. Come on, man.
25. Mark Sears, who was 1 of 9 from 3 in the first 2 tournament games, 10 of 14.
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of
10
time.
10 threes. So he was 1 off the record. The previous record was Jeff Fryer, who played on one of my favorite teams of all time, Loyola Marymount, in 1990. And Jeff Fryer's roommate at Loyola Marymount was, what's that guy's name? Was Sugar Ray? Mark. Anyway.
Sugar Ray Leonard?
No, Sugar Ray the band.
Oh, wow.
Like in the 90s.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But that team was fun, man. They scored 148 points in that game against Michigan.
Mm-hmm. I just
Bo Kimball and those guys.
Yeah, Hank Gathers.
Pear Steamer.
This team.
That's the year actually that Hank Gathers passed away.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's when Bo Kimball was shooting the first free throw left-handed every game.
You watch this team, dog, and it wasn't. No shots were selfish. I just think when you haven't seen a team play like that, it was different. BYU, because Mark Sears hitting 10 threes. He also had 7 or 8 assists. So he was pushing the ball up the court. Aiden Holloway, him playing last year, got a lot of confidence playing with Auburn. And he brought that right into Bama. Chris Youngblood, Phylon, like this, it's got a good team.
Holloway is so good that there's really not that big a drop-off when Mark Sears goes to the bench.
It's not.
And when they're both on the floor,
and they both heating up, it's a problem. And this is without even the bigs shooting, which they can. So
113 to 88. The Tide hit 100 with 6:35 left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
That's nuts. In the NCAA Sweet 16 game.
Can they? There's no possible way they can keep up that hot shooting.
Not to that level.
I mean, that's
would take
next
it down,
level, yeah.
Yeah, I would take it down to 14 to 16 threes made, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
But I think that's more their speed.
They shoot 28 a game on average.
Yeah.
But they shot 51.
And then you got to think what's given up. BYU wasn't doing a great job matching up in transition, and they were making them pay. Like, the normal college three-point line is not where you're supposed to guard Alabama out. You're supposed to be one or two steps beyond it. So they didn't understand that. Yeah, they didn't know that until too late.
They found out.
Yes, they did.
Sears was 10 of 16, from three. Finished with 34 points and 8 assists.
Dude.
8 assists on top of the 34.
It's serious.
Crazy.
Man.
Bama is in the Elite Eight in back-to-back years for the first time ever. Bama and Duke for the Final Four.
That is going to be one hell of a game.
So
I can't wait.
If 1 to 10 in terms of confidence level for Slay, he's at 9, Tennessee, Kentucky. Where are you for Duke against Alabama? 1 to 10, Babsy.
That's not Babsy. That is not an answer.
There's no way they can shoot that again. But still, I'm at like a 7.
Hey, Cooper Flag did his
That's
thing,
pretty
too.
high. That's pretty high confidence.
7's good. That is good.
You just said 9 for Tennessee, Kentucky. I felt like I was going low.
I'm curious as to why it's not a 10.
Because
you have to have 1 degree.
No, because
You just have to.
his is not a 10
Yes,
years?
yes.
I thought you meant mine.
Yeah, 1%.
I'm like, mine clearly is because you're coming across the hottest team right now, right?
One of them, yes, absolutely.
But it's funny, they did this in the SEC tournament, not to that level, but they had a huge blowout. And then the next few games, they were just kind of.
But this is what you got to think. When you watch Alabama play, man, they're going to shoot the 3, regardless if they go 0 for 36. They're shooting the 3. At some point, they practice that way. They shoot enough in practice. They shoot enough in the game. At some point, the numbers have to even out. So Mark Sears, I think, came in shooting maybe 34%, maybe a little lower than that. That man shooting, he's a 40% shooter. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Some point, them numbers got to average out, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the time. Just happened to be now.
So yesterday, you were very confident in Alabama getting that done.
No question.
Not to that level, maybe, but
not like that. But
you thought that they would.
You were
roll.
confident.
I knew they would handle it.
Yeah.
Is part of that because Sears was 1 for 9 going in?
Now, it's part of it is because Grant Nelson was going to be out there, and what he does doesn't always show up in the box score, but the rebounding, like they offensive rebounded them to death too. That's the other part. So you got to take all of that into account, man. Grant Nelson is a huge part of that because he's roaming and he's 6'10" with the floor space. When the shot goes up, he knows when they're going to shoot. He's getting a running start, an athletic 6'10" guy at the rim, the offensive rebound. I don't know how you box that out.
Who's the guy on that team that you love that you were talking about?
Phylon. That's my guy.
I think you just love saying the name.
He said after the game, he said, some of these 3 looks were so open, they're really layups.
I'm telling you. Like Nate Oates has to lock the door and get them out of the gym because after practice or before practice, Holloway, Youngblood, Sears, and Phylon are in there getting up shots. Like, this is during the season. Come on, man. We're going to put something aside for you to do this, like on an off day or something. During the season?
I saw Sears after the second game. He said, we're going to get in the gym and get our 3 going.
And he ain't lying.
Yeah. Richie Saunders had 25 for BYU. The significance there is that Saunders is a descendant of the man that invented the tater tot.
Yeah, I know. I saw a little bit of that. I saw a little bit of that. They calling him Tater and stuff. He can play, though.
Why can't we invent something like the tater tot? You can't come up with something?
That's an excellent thing right there. I got pickles and Kool-Aid. Nobody seems to be biting on it.
What?
Peg Leg Porker down in the Gulch, they have pickles and Kool-Aid.
Do they?
Like, they have Kool-Aid on the pickles.
That's what I like.
Yep. They got it.
Like the powder?
Right.
I'm about to check them out.
Right near,
that's
near
what I
our,
need, the powder.
radio station.
The one with the sugar already in it.
I'll show you a picture of it.
Okay.
It's on their menu.
I'll try it. It better be good.
It will be good. We'll be here until 6 o'clock again, broadcasting live in the borough. And what's going on at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply? Ferris Days going on now. Join us today for the Ferris Days open house. As a matter of fact, Zev is sitting on a Ferris lawnmower right now. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. All 7 Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply locations have this going on. So unlock everything Ferris has to offer at Ferris Days, only at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. 3HL is powered by Ferguson. Home. Discover the Mount Juliet showroom, 401 South Mount Juliet Road. Ferguson Home, where it all comes together, fergusonhome.com. More college basketball talk when we come back. Number 1 seed Florida controlled the Crab Five. We'll talk about it. Texas Tech and Arkansas going at it. Man, I don't even know where to start with that one, but we'll talk about it. And then Duke ran past Arizona. All that coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. If you've been thinking about getting that done, get it done now. You can do it this weekend, and my guy Daniel Gupton and his crew are there ready to help you out. Just let them know what you're looking for. Maybe you need something with a little more space. Maybe you need something a little more economically favorable to you. Whatever your needs are, just let them know. They'll point you in the right direction, and you can go take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Exit 35. You go 24 west toward Clarksville. Exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. Then a beautiful drive into Springfield, Tennessee. 3450 Tom Austin Highway. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. That's Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. You can check them out right now online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Address, phone number, all the deals they have going on, and all of the inventory, new and pre-owned. Tremendous pre-owned inventory. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
All right, y'all. Bart Durham injury law. I keep on telling you day in and day out because you never know what can change. There's so many busy streets and there's so many cars coming down, so many people moving here. It's just not enough room. So accidents are bound to happen, especially car accidents. Now, whether it be a fender bender, whether it be your fault, whatever it is, you need to understand that it is someone out there ready to fight for you. And that's Bart Durham injury law. You can hear this every single time you hear me talking. BDIL will always be there for you. 615-242-9000. Store that number in. Make sure you understand that your kids are valuable. So once they're starting to drive, they need to have that number. Yeah, of course, your number too. But, maybe my guy Blair Durham and them will give them some gas. But if there happen to be an accident, your job, your bills, your peace of mind, or car wreck can throw all of that off. Blair Durham and the team, they've been fighting for folks in Tennessee for years, making sure insurance companies pay up. No upfront costs, no waiting around, just real people making sure you get what you deserve, what Tennessee's built on. So if you've been injured, don't wait. Call BDIL at 615-242-9000, 24/7 and ready to fight for you.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Currently taking a picture in Murfreesboro with one of the 3HL family. Carrie came by. We're at Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply Ferris Days open house going on out here, and we would love to see you. We'll be here until 6 o'clock.
She teaches at Browns Chapel Elementary. She said the best school. What grade?
I am an academic interventionist.
There you go.
36th year.
Boy, I needed
36.
it. Listen,
You have more patience than I've ever dreamed of.
Carrie, believe me when I say I needed an interventionist with my academic career, that's for sure.
I sure would have taken you on.
12 easy steps to an A. She is ensconced
Thank
in
you so much,
Tennessee
Ms.
Orange,
Womack.
too.
Yes.
We're your favorite college team.
Yes.
So it just worked out just perfect.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Tennessee
it'll work out
earrings and
tonight.
everything.
Love that.
Got the Power T earrings. Thank you for coming by.
East Tennessee in Morristown, right outside of Knoxville. So
Motown.
my daddy took me to UT football games. We had
Yep.
season tickets to football games, basketball games, everything. So I'm
Love that.
all orange.
That's what I'm talking about. You heard it,
Love
people.
it.
Y'all kids be good for Miss Womack.
Listen to her now.
My aunt is from Bulls Gap, which is up there around Motown. So, yeah, there are a lot of Tennessee fans born and raised up there.
We gladly accept it.
You had a guy bring Kevin with the cookies.
Yeah, Kevin over there, Aaron's, man. They over there barbecuing and grilling, and his wife baked
Thank
us some
you.
cookies. So thanks, Mrs. Kevin.
We don't know her name, but
Yeah,
Kevin
but-
brought them over.
but I tell you
She
what.
literally just made them. They're warm.
I mean, still warm.
What did Kevin tell you? He was a Florida fan until 1992?
Yes, and he said, with your enthusiasm, you switched me over. We only got one thing that we got to do now, and that's get Gator Mike over on that side.
Well, that's never happened.
That's never happening.
That's going to be a tough one.
I was at that 1992 Tennessee Florida football game.
Yeah.
That's the one where it didn't rain anywhere in East Tennessee except for right over the stadium after Tennessee took the lead. It unloaded rain, and Florida couldn't run that fun and gun Steve Spurrier stuff in that monsoon. That's when Mose Phillips caught the screen pass and went like 70 yards. Yeah.
Let me tell you how he became a Florida fan, though. So
How
he
did he
used to
become
work at a
Florida?
gas station. I think I'm getting this right. It may be a little.
Well, I mean,
might be a little choppy, but it's gonna sound good. He used to work at a gas station when he was younger, and there, you know how people used to have the football cards, the pick'ems.
yep.
Somebody came through and they was asking him, like, "Man, what's your favorite team that you want to pick?" And he was like, "I don't know. What's Tennessee's rival?" And it was Florida. He said, "Well, give me Florida," and that's when he became a Florida fan. And then he got crossed over. So thank you, Kevin, for coming on over, brother. Well, kept your seat warm for you. You get 2 hot meals every single time.
I just pulled up the Peg Leg
Kool-Aid
Porker
pickles.
website. There's the Kool-Aid pickles right there. The pickles are like, it looks like they're dipped in the.
That's what it is.
In the Kool-Aid powder.
Yeah, mine killing them.
Like a fun dip. You know what I mean?
Mine killing. I want to do the fun dip. I don't want it dipped already for me. Why don't you put the top on your water?
Is that my water?
That's absolutely your water. Yours is always the only one that's open around computers and stuff.
1C Florida controlled the Crab 5, 87-71. Florida has tons of depth. Maryland does not. Bench points, Florida 29, Maryland 3. This is exactly what we told Will Bowling yesterday when he was trying to run Maryland by us.
Listen, man. Sometimes you got to believe what your eyes are showing you. At halftime, it was 40-38. Florida was turning the ball over carelessly. At some point, the war of attrition kicks in. Maryland was balling in the first half. Jacoby Gillespie, that was here at Belmont, had 15 at the half. You know how many points he finished with? Let me make sure before I say this.
Derek Queen had 27.
I think Jacoby finished with 17, if I'm not mistaken. So
Really?
15 in the first half. Like, they wear you down. They got different guys to throw at you. Queen is an animal.
He's ridiculous. He's a pro playing golf.
He reminds me of Zach Randolph because he didn't jump that high, but so skilled around the basket.
Is
great
he quicker
footwork.
than Zach Randolph?
Nah, I ain't gonna
Or
say
about
it
the
'cause
same?
not college Zach.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
college
yeah.
Zach
Okay.
was different. That's what I'm comparing him to. So
Okay.
you got those. You got him, and then Julian Reese, Angel Reese's brother, who had a solid game. So, I mean, outside of them is.
How hard would it be to be Angel Reese's brother?
And that game is similar. Like, it's like
Like everyone's probably like,
Well,
dude,
yeah, like,
I bet your
it's too-
sister
yeah,
beats
exact-
your butt.
I mean, that
And
game
always did.
That game is
growing up.
almost identical,
Well,
man.
Michaela Blake's with her brother that plays
Yep.
college basketball.
Yeah, but I mean, she's hitting.
Oh yeah, he hits
Yeah.
the buzzer-beating game winner,
Then she
and
backdoor
the
it.
next night she hits a buzzer-beating game winner.
And then I think
Yes,
like
yes,
she'll
yes.
win it. Like she run around 50 points. 50
Right.
points,
Yeah.
53, like,
Gators also out-rebounded Maryland 42-20. That's the other thing. You can't, I mean.
Don't give
you
them second chances.
You got to deal with that front line.
and then you had guys this is the other part. Florida is already deep. They snuck this guy back in. Sam Alexis went down early in the season. He's another guy that plays power forward, which made Handlogden, after Condon went down close to the end of the season, made Handlogden, throw his red shirt away and say, I'm going to play. So now Sam Alexis is back. He played 1 minute, but that 1 minute is a lot when you just increase the depth. Because that 1 minute can increase to 8 minutes a game. You never know. Somebody get down, and he's got experience. It's not his first time on the floor. This is an athletic 6'8" guy that blocks about 1 or 2 shots a game. So that's a whole different dynamic. So now they have 5 big men that they can rotate through.
Embarrassment of riches.
Dude, they are trouble.
Florida will play the 3 seed, Texas Tech, for a trip to the Final Four. Texas Tech survived and advanced with an 85-83 overtime win against Arkansas. First overtime game of the entire tournament. Hogs led 59-43 with 10:35 left and 69-56 with 4:21 left. Red Raiders outscored Arkansas 16-3 the rest of the way to force overtime. Texas Tech tied the game with a three-pointer with 9 seconds left at 72. Should Coach Cal have fouled before the 3, or was that too much time left?
I most definitely would have fouled. I'm believing in 8 seconds or less, I'm fouling. We're gonna play the free throw line game.
So he made the shot with 9 seconds left. So he's dribbling up at
That's
11.
close enough.
Yeah, that's
Right.
close enough. Yeah, you're not getting a 3-pointer.
Coach Cal has made some questionable coaching decisions this season that had a lot of people talking.
Babsy. So I'm
Not
going,
just this season either.
No, I went to the grocery store today.
No,
So-
but I feel like it's been really obvious.
yeah,
this
like this
season.
one has been really
Yeah.
different. I went to the grocery store today, and I didn't go to Kroger. I chose Publix purposely. When I get to Publix, Kentucky fan, I forgot her name.
Why did you choose Publix purposefully?
Because I ain't going to Kroger. Kroger supports Kentucky. I can't do that today. So
The football fields, Kroger Field.
I
was.
understand. I just wanted it out
all
there.
this
in case people were
intertwined. All of
wondering.
this intertwined.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going. So, it's a Vol fan, the male, her husband, and the wife is a Kentucky fan.
Ooh.
They see me, they jump out the truck, we rap for a minute, take a picture, and then I ask her, I was like, man, what about that game last night? She said, this right here showed Arkansas fans in 1 year what we've been dealing with Cal for all this time. She said, it's a roller coaster of emotion. You're up, and then you're down, and then you're up, and then all of a sudden you're like, what happened? How did we get here? And that honestly was it. That
And
was
what's
kinda
funny,
it.
too, about it from Cal's
In that
perspective,
game.
and just no dog in the hunt, but, like, he just has these, like, flippant press conferences where, like, it's not that he doesn't care, but that's how it comes across a lot of times.
Yeah. I think
The whole thing is weird with him right now.
a lot of times he's loyal to a fault too.
Yeah.
Like me personally, Johnny O. Davis wouldn't have been in the last 2 minutes of that game, even though he was scorching. Like he finished with 30 points and went on a mini run of his own. But the last 2 minutes of regulation, he really, really hurt them defensively and offensively. They were running plays that they've been running all year to get Jonas Adu looks, and he had his guy sealed. They never gave it to Adu. So you had no inside presence. You were taking shots over contested hands. That hurt. And then defensively, he gave up shots to give them the lead when they were cold. So I thought he hurt him.
Our buddy Greg Sage over at Belmont, he's a huge basketball fan outside of Belmont basketball, which we need to celebrate the Belmont women who did win yesterday.
Hey.
But
Big.
All right.
90-45 over James Madison, who was in the first 4 out of the women's tournament.
That's real.
And who went undefeated in conference play. So huge win for Belmont. They get to go to Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis playing the WBIT Final Four. Greg Sage noted the offensive possessions for Arkansas after they led 69-56. Turnover, missed three, missed three, missed three, missed three, missed jumper. Miracle scramble play, Knox with a 3.
Hey,
Turnover.
who passed him that ball? Jonas Adu came up with it and passed him that ball.
Man, he really came on late in the season.
Balled.
What was it? Just injury free at that point.
Yeah, it got healthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turnover, missed layup, offensive rebound, missed 3, missed 1 and 1, missed running shot at the buzzer.
I do miss that 1-1.
Yeah.
That ain't pretty.
That ain't. And you
Well,
went home.
and-
And you went home with a timeout in your pocket.
But he also pointed out, too, in the bonus, with Texas Tech struggling with rim protection on top
Yes.
of it, and you've got a turnover and 1, 2, 3, 4 straight missed threes.
Yeah.
Why are you shooting threes at that point?
Because he's putting the ball in the wrong guy's hands. Well, I ain't gonna say the wrong guy's hands. They've been making the right decisions. Because this part I'm not gonna blame on Cal, because he can't go out and execute for him. He did
Yeah, but
call
he
the
can
plays.
coach
Yes,
them the correct
And I don't think he wasn't telling them, because they
Really?
had a play where they come off a screen of a dude, DJ Wagner, and when he comes off the screen, Jonas Adu from the top of the key rolls straight to the rim. Johnell Davis pops out. They give the ball to Johnell Davis. He's supposed to dump it down to Adu. He was holding his lane and everything. They wouldn't give it to him. So Johnell Davis just started creating, kicking it out. Some of the threes were open. They just missed.
Yeah.
But that's not their strength. Like,
Well, and
go
also-
get a high percentage shot.
Go draw a foul.
Like, exactly.
And head to the free throw
Exactly.
line and seal the deal.
Yeah, I thought they should have put Billy Richmond in. I've been a fan of his all year long. His fouling is the only thing that keeps him off the court, but he makes high IQ plays. When they went on that run, Billy Richmond was in that game. So, he went with his $1 million guy.
That was the
Johnell Davis was
second
$1 million.
largest second half comeback in the Sweet 16 ever.
That's tough.
16 points.
They had that, man.
Yeah, they did. Duke
was
ran
wild.
past Arizona 100-93. Blue Devils shot 60% from the floor, 58% from 3. Cooper Flagg was incredible. 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. John Shire said, I've never been a part of a performance like that as a player or a coach.
He was in the zone. He was in a zone. He started running the offense through him, letting him initiate the offense.
Nasty lobs. Too.
They got a good chemistry with all of his guys, man. And I was wondering, can he go and take over game? I knew he has the potential to, but to go and do it, he did that. Like, because Arizona fought. Like, the score is not an indication of how that game went until the end, but they were right there punching. They just didn't have enough. Them boys, man, they make you pay for mistakes. Look, there you go. Got a Dookie in the house along with Babsy.
Caleb Love with 35.
He fought.
He had 15 in a row.
And hard shots, too.
Yes.
Like, he worked very hard
Contested
to get that 35.
threes.
Yeah.
He got to the rim.
Yep.
That was a really fun game.
That size really bothered them.
It did.
Jaden Bradley, all of those guys, they really bothered. That's why I can't wait to see. I love this matchup. Somebody picked this matchup, Alabama versus Duke. That length on length, because it's sneaky. You hear Sears, you hear Holloway for Alabama, and you automatically think that they don't have length because they rely on those two guys. They got 6'9" on the wing, and Stevenson, Diabate, Grant Nelson. Like, they got some length.
You still feel good about Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Bama?
Absolutely.
It's lining up. Sweet 16 tonight. Ole Miss, Michigan State. That's the first game, 6:09 p.m. on CBS. Michigan State, a slight 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, man. That's one of the only games I don't know where to go. I'm going to lean on Michigan State. I left that off my parlay because I can't bet against Izzo at this point. I know Chris Beard has been there. His guys have been playing great. They've been gutsy.
They're not a fraud, is that what you're saying?
They're not a fraud. But what words do you have to hang on in this Sweet 16 round?
Right. You want a stat?
What?
Michigan State Spartans are 10-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 11 games.
You got them playing right at the right time.
10-1 against the spread, too.
It's tough. Like, one thing you know, if you're not physical, you might as well stay in the locker room because Michigan State is going to box.
Yes, they are. 6:09 p.m. on CBS. The 6:39 p.m. game on TBS and True TV, also on 104.5 The Zone. 3-seed Kentucky against 2-seed Tennessee. We already broke that one down. Tennessee, 4.5-point favorite. We will talk about that matchup throughout the course of today's show. 5-seed Michigan against 1-seed Auburn.
This is baffling to me.
What?
That I feel like national media is really giving Michigan a chance.
Yeah. I always feel like the national media loves Michigan no matter what year.
Yeah, they do
feel like that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They going to get their socks blown off of
I feel like it goes all the way back to the Fab Five.
Yeah,
Like,
this
it
is true.
just has never
No.
gone away.
That
And
team
then
was nasty.
they made another run with Tim Hardaway and
It
them.
was fun.
It was fun.
Yep, that sure
I
was.
loved Jalen Rose.
Yep, yes, that cost him. That cost him. He gave you
What, the timeout?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that what she did?
Yeah.
Weber owns that. I guess that's all you can do, right?
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, ain't nothing else.
Dude, it could happen to anybody, I
Could
guess.
happen to anybody.
As I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, it can happen.
Make a mistake.
It just can happen.
In the moment, though, like I was still in
In the
college.
moment,
I
I'm
was in
like,
college when that happened. We were
"What are you
like,
doing?"
They were all
Idiot.
saying coming out of the timeout.
they were all saying
timeouts.
it. No timeouts. You're right.
That's tough, man.
Michigan
that's a home game.
and Auburn. Auburn favored by 8.5 right now.
It's a home game, yo. They covering that spread.
Hour away.
They are covering that spread. Now, it may end up being 12, 13 or something like that, but Auburn going to be up. Like, them go –
So
Trey
people-
Donaldson played at Auburn last year.
People need to understand. Like you got to figure out what Michigan is. So Michigan struggled down the stretch. We've talked about teams that struggle down the stretch and then get hot in the tournament and all these things. That's what Michigan's done.
Yep.
They lost their last 3 regular season games, and then they won the Big Ten tournament.
Yep. Because they have a dynamic player. As much as we rave about Cooper Flagg and all of these guys, Wolf, I believe it's Joe Wolf, is a dog.
I was just going to say, you
16.
should go listen to Wolf about that team. Tracy Wolfson, when she was on a couple days ago, talked
that's
about just their kind of evolution as a team.
That's right. Like, he is a dog.
Right, and I think my question to her was, is this confidence or false confidence? Like,
Yeah.
either way, it doesn't matter, but
I think they believe in him. Because anytime you can run a 4 or 5 pick and roll and the 4 is making great decisions, that's tough right there, man.
Yeah.
Then the last matchup tonight, Purdue against Houston. 4 seed Purdue against 1 seed Houston. Houston favored by 8.5 now, up from 7.5. Todd Furman said that was the game out of all of the Sweet 16s that he liked the most at 7.5, Houston. 9:09 p.m. TBS and True TV.
You know, let me tell you how that game gonna go real quick so we can take our break. You remember the Homer Simpson, the Simpsons, when Bart always does something at school and Homer puts his hands around his neck and he chokes him out? That's Houston on Purdue. Just telling you.
I love it. All right, there's
Choked
our
out.
basketball breakdown. We'll get some Titans talk
Homer
next.
Simpson.
Yeah, Homer Simpson. That's the analysis. You know when Homer chokes out Bart? Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
All right. You should go on 5-bomb with that.
I will. Believe it.
All right, some Titans talk for you when we come back. Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Ferris Days open house going on. Come by and see us. Kevin brought cookies. They're sitting right on the table. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? Brentwood Jewelry. I'm telling you about BrentwoodJewelry.com. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. You're looking for exceptional style, exceptional deals that's been happening every day for over 50 years. Ain't gonna stop now. Engagement rings, whatever you're looking for. As far as you not knowing what to do, they walk in there. Brandon and the family will take care of you. This is when you're going to pop the question, let them help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They will get you lined up, and they can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browsing their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings. Talk with the custom design specialist to create a stunning ring as remarkable as the one that you're giving the ring to. Yes. So first, ask your partner how involved they want to be. Next, discuss the expectations. Not just what style of ring or cut or diamond or whatever, any of that. Get down to the nitty-gritty. And if she wants to be involved, stop by Brentwood Jewelry to browse for rings. See how easy that was? And you can get out of the way. Just spend the money. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
What would you do with an extra 75 grand, even a couple $100,000 maybe? If you own a home, especially in our area, right? You can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto, the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash so you can pay off credit cards or start a home remodel project. That's what we use Loan Pronto for. We decided that we wanted to do an entire backyard project called Loan Pronto. Actually, I went online first, loanpronto.com, and said I have equity in my home. Help me out. And it was so easy. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home with virtually no paperwork, which I love, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, and often no appraisal. We didn't have an appraisal or have to have an appraisal for ours. The average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity in our area. That is your money. Use it and let Loan Pronto help you do it. 615-499-5780. It's loanpronto.com. 499-5780. The Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The HL 104.5, The Zone, Friday edition. Tennessee, Kentucky going at it tonight, 6:39 p.m. You can catch the game right here at 104.5, The Zone. We are broadcasting live in the borough. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Beautiful day out there. Perfect day to talk about your lawn. Trey Hartsook joins us now with Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Trey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, thanks for coming out. Y'all having a good time?
We're having a great time, man. The Ferris Day open house, and these Ferris mowers look great.
How about this place, man? You know, this is a new location for us, and this place is super nice.
How long you been in here?
Benny, how long we been in here? December 1st,
Wow.
man.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's super easy to get to.
Yeah,
I love
well,
it.
I don't know that anything in Murfreesboro is super easy to get to.
That's a good point.
This is so close to 840 though. Like
Yeah.
this
But listen,
is one
that's Middle
stop.
Tennessee as a whole.
It sure is now.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me. We had a guy come in. He was like, "Man, I've been listening forever, and I use Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply. Look at my lawn." He showed me a couple pictures of his grass. I mean, full green, beautiful. I was like, "Let's go show Trey," and we showed Trey. And Trey's like, "Hey, man, you need something here. You need something here."
Well, and the thing is, Brent, is like turf guys, we're weird, man. We're weird people. Like just overall, because the attention to detail, right? It's like and that's what separates, the good lawns from the great lawns, or the decent golf courses from the nicest golf courses in the world. They're all golf courses. But you look at Augusta National and you look at this one down here in Murfreesboro, they're just different, right?
Different,
I mean, and it's the attention to detail is what that is.
Yeah, I showed him a picture of
your
my
backyard?
backyard.
Yeah, what was that
Because I'm like,
response?
hey, this might make your head hurt, but this is what mine looks like. And what did you say, Trey?
I think I'm just the biggest hater. I mean, I don't even, I think I came in today just being a hater. So I got to calm down a
She
little
said,
bit.
look at a picture
Not
of
a
my
yard.
lawn, and he goes, "That's not a lawn."
That's not long.
Don has just straight dirt.
See, I did the right thing. Wasn't no way I'll
straight
show you
dirt.
mine. Like, nah, I look like we've been skateboarding on it and stuff.
That's the girl cactus out there.
Guaranteed.
I think we need to bring some dirt in before we can actually plant some
right.
more
100%.
But to Slay's point, it's easy to get in and out of here. Northwest Broad. I mean, right on the main drag, and let people know what they're going to get when they come over here.
Man, and the thing that we try to hit home on so much is if you're anywhere in Middle Tennessee, there's a Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply near you. Like, you're not going to have to go far to find one. Brian, our owner, has done such a good job of picking out locations that landscape professionals and homeowners can get to quick, right? I mean, and so we don't want to have anybody to go far, even though people do that, and we're so blessed and grateful of that. Like, if you're in and around Nashville, you can get to Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply and get a bag of fertilizer, get a lawnmower, get a weed eater, anything you may need.
No, okay, Trey, this is what I was going to ask you. So it's kind of like working out. When you go about working out, you got to start not as soon as the summer hits, but you need to be starting when it's cold. December's out there, get a foundation, and then when the spring comes, you take your shirt off a little bit. You got some work to go. But with lawn, is a lot of times when you get right here at this point, it's like, man, I done waited too long. Maybe I'll just wait till next year. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, the reality of it is, Slay, is like, you're going to have to you can't, just like working out, at some point you got to do the work, right? The results just ain't going to come. You know, if they were, everybody be jacked and everybody have a green lawn.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's right. But yeah, man, I mean, right now, even if you're behind the 8 ball a little bit and didn't oversee this fall, our suggestion would be now is like, hey, let's just do what we can do. And let's do weed control. Let's make sure that when we get into the fall of this year that we're weed free. So then we can aerate, we can overseed. And then next thing you know, man, you're off to the races, right? You've got a little grass out there, your weeds are gone, and then you're headed in the right direction.
So y'all will walk us through that. It ain't just you coming here showing me a manual like, hey, man, go do this. And
right.
Then,
well, and that's the biggest difference, man, between like what you're going to get in here versus like going to a box store or going somewhere and like buying just a bag of fertilizer, a bag of weed and feed, a bag of grass seed is like, we like to think of ourselves as professionals that can help you do what you want to do. So it's like
consult with people.
And that's it, man. Yeah. And like we all enjoy that. And like Benny's really good here along with the other guys. But like if you want to come in here and you don't have to know nothing about nothing, man.
Like me.
Like, yeah, that's it. Like, I mean,
I don't know nothing.
But like I said earlier, man, like there's a lot of guys that I've met, since I've been working here that started out as like, hey, they didn't know anything. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, like they're coming into Dickens and they're like, hey, man, I got this going on. I need this. They already know what they need. Yeah. And so, like it's not, man, I'll be honest, dude, it's not rocket science. Right. Like it's really not. Like you don't have to be a NASA engineer to have like a great lawn. It's just,
sometimes it is.
I was going to say, what do you have to be to have her lawn?
Yeah. You got to just have a ton of money. So Don's in good shape.
Love it.
Man.
Oh, man. Ferris Day's open house, all 7 locations. For people that are listening, obviously a big Vol contingent interested in sports today. But for people in East Tennessee, you've got a Knoxville location, too.
We got 3, man.
Yeah.
And like the new one is super, super nice. Yeah. So if you're in that area, that new, I think it was Mayo Outdoor maybe was the name of the competitor that we bought out. And I don't know the exact address, but man, I've seen pictures on socials and just seen what they've been posting, and like it's fantastic.
That's great.
It's really, really nice. And so I know that our East Tennessee audience is growing and growing and growing because our locations are expanding, getting bigger, and we're adding stores. So if you're in that area, definitely stop in and check those things out, man. Those guys in East Tennessee are really good, and the locations are top notch, super nice.
Beautiful. Trey Hartsick
What
with
are
us.
these blowers?
Yeah.
So, are those backpacks?
They are, yes, sir.
I feel like if I put that backpack on and turn that thing on, it's going to like shoot me backwards like 15 yards.
Man, hey, let me be honest with you. Like, I'm a believer that like the backpack blower industry is getting a little out of hand because it's like, that's what it is. Like everybody is going to like see who can get the most wind speed out of the tip.
Yeah.
And so like here before too long, they're going to have like a damn Harley Davidson on the back of their back. And, so it's like people are going to be going to outer space, man.
It looks like you would be an astronaut when you put that thing on.
Yeah, that's it. But hey, I'm telling you, those things get after it, though.
Like
those new Red Maxes, like they get after it, man. They do. They're really nice.
Trey Hartsick, Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply. So Trey, with the number 1 overall pick, what do? Team trade back or you go quarterback with Cam Ward?
Why don't you go quarterback? I mean, it's like, why not? You know, I mean,
we need one.
Hey, it's not like, hey, you can't suck anymore.
Yeah, see?
Oh, now hold on. It can always get worse.
Can it, though? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's very relative, but like, when you're the number 1 pick, it's not because you're lighting it up.
Yep.
You know?
That's true.
Absolutely true.
I love it. Like after the draft, they interviewed Borgonzi. Like, well, hey, you went quarterback with pick number 1. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, what
as long as you never have to see Will Levis throw a football again.
That's it.
Whatever that takes,
That's
just
it,
do
Trey.
that. Yeah.
A little painful, wasn't it?
We've been through that.
Yeah.
I told you we'd work in some Titans football in this segment.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll do it even more when we come back. Thanks for having us out here, man.
Hey,
Really
man,
appreciate
thank
it.
y'all for coming. Hey, my first, I was thinking about this earlier. My first appearance was with you, Mickey, and who? Do you remember who you were with at the time?
Blaine, probably.
Blaine, and it was
Blaine gave Mickey a nickname for a while. He called him a blower. He called him the blower.
Yeah,
because we did a show at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply.
Yeah,
and Mickey was like, "I don't think I like that nickname."
Man, it's been. And I was like, I was thinking about that earlier as we were knocking out these spots. I was like, man, I remember how scared that I was when you were like, "Hey, Trey, can you do this?" And I'm like, "I guess, bro." But yeah, man, it's been really good. I hope y'all had a good time. Thanks for coming out.
Was that down in Old Hickory Boulevard?
Bellevue, man. Yeah,
Bellevue.
That's right.
I got you.
That's right.
All right. Appreciate you, Trey. Thanks for having us.
Story looks great, man. Yeah, thank y'all.
We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Come by and see us, and they've got lots of product for you and can help you out, consult you on what you need to get done. More Titans talk when we come back. 3HL Friday edition, 104.5 The Zone.
All right. Can you take the power of your home internet almost anywhere? Well, guess what? With Xfinity, you can. You can do more of what you love in the places you go the most with internet and mobile together. Xfinity built a network that is 99.99% reliable. And plus, Xfinity Mobile has Wi-Fi Power Boost, giving you an ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So you can get the same reliable network in the places that you need it, like maybe the coffee shop, in line at the grocery store, at a game. Maybe you have a dance competition this weekend. And you definitely need it there. All to power more of what you love. Whether you're a gamer, streaming, work from home, whatever you're into, you will love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile together. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year with no annual contract, and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Ask them how to get a free premium 5G phone too. Just visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or Visit a store today. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, fees, extra after promo. Regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from Dickens Turf and Landscape down in Murfreesboro, currently sitting on a lawnmower. The Titans are working out Miami quarterback Cam Ward privately on campus today. Brian Callahan, Mike Bergonzi, Chad Brinker, Dave Ziegler, Nick Holtz, and Bo Hardigree are on the trip, where Cam Ward is expected to throw for the team. In college football news, Deion Sanders has agreed to a 5-year, $54 million contract extension at Colorado, making him one of the country's highest paid coaches. Number one, Tennessee baseball begins a 3-game series tonight at South Carolina. Liam Doyle gets the start as first pitch is set for 6 p.m. The NCAA tournament continues tonight with the Sweet 16. Ole Miss and Michigan State get things started at 6:10. Tennessee and Kentucky face off for the third time this season at 6:39. You can catch the Ball Network coverage of that game right here on the Zone following 3HL. Michigan and Auburn get the second half of games going at 8:39. Purdue and Houston cap off the Sweet 16 at 9:10. You can catch the action right here on the Zone, courtesy of Westwood One. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. We are out and about today, broadcasting live in Murfreesboro at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Having a great time celebrating Ferris Days going on now. Their open house at all Dickens Turf and Landscape locations. But we are in Murfreesboro, and lots of people have come through here to say hello. Kevin even brought us cookies.
Warm cookies.
People are digging them, too.
Oh, no, people are taking them. That's
Half
good.
of the first family is here.
In full effect.
First family of 3HL. And Kirby is here doing important things.
What are you doing, Curbster?
Zeph
Walking
is here.
around.
Zeph is here managing the Zone TV feed, and
The
he
Ferris lawnmower.
hasn't left the Ferris lawnmower.
It's pretty comfy.
It is.
It is very comfortable.
Yeah, Slay sat on one earlier.
I said I could take a nap in it.
Yeah, now Bop's sitting
Not
in
really
the,
what it's for,
Right.
but you know.
Yeah, that just slid right by me. I didn't even notice. But you're right. That's not what that's for. Bop's
technically.
sitting in the mower that you were sitting in earlier. So, yeah, a lot going on here at Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply. They've got everything you need to take care of your lawn, including advice. And that's what they are exceptional at. So stop by and see them at the location, brand new location on Northwest Broad Street in Murfreesboro. Dawn Davenport is here, y'all.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Let's go.
Babs has a big weekend coming up. She's got basketball to pay attention to. Duke and Auburn both still alive. And little kid dancing stuff.
That is correct.
What time does she hit the stage tomorrow?
Well, we have to be there before 7 a.m.
That right there is your work cut out for your Babsy.
with hair done,
Ooh.
outfit on, makeup done.
How
ready
long
to
does it
roll.
take to get her ready to go?
It depends on what kind of mood she's in. Usually, she's a pain in my you-know-what.
She's the X Factor. But sometimes
She's
your
the X
husband,
Factor.
Travis, has to get her ready.
Oh, yeah, I don't. That takes him about 10 minutes because it's never done properly.
Let's get in. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Like a car wash.
Yeah, let's
Ever.
go. Get
It's
the car.
like, oh, we'll just throw her pigtails in. And I'm like, okay, they're uneven. One is way in the front, one's way in the back. There's all these hairs sticking out. He just like puts her in and is like, hey, other mom's here. Here, do something.
Hey,
Other moms.
Here, other moms
Turn her
handle
over.
her.
she's here on time.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So-
he just has to present her to the other moms
And they're
not even
like,
say
oh,
anything.
gosh.
They'll just be like, oh, yeah, no, let
He
me
ain't
fix
got a
it.
clue
Let me-
what's going on yet.
Hadley, let me help you.
Yeah.
That's smart on his part.
Which
That is.
she's much better with other people doing her hair and doing her makeup and all that.
What
so.
do you always say? Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah,
Now, for
Pun fully
me,
intended.
absolutely.
Travis harder.
Harder,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
For me, it'll take me like an hour because she'll fight me. And then,
Yeah, y'all got to have
you're
conversations.
hurting my
Yeah.
hair. I'm like, I barely touched it.
I'm sure that never went on when your mom was getting you ready for things.
I know. I was so tender-headed
make
as
it
a
up?
kid. Yep, Buff's here.
Oh, yeah.
Buff is here.
Whole gang's here, baby.
That's going to be fun. Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building.
Slay, I feel like you're a little calm.
I am, Babsy. I'm gonna be real. I know what's at stake. I understand what my team is built on, and what I fully understand is who's leading this group. And I think that right there, I've been calm since Monday. I think, was it Monday or Tuesday when I had whatever I had my little conversation.
What do you think, Mayor?
It was Tuesday because Monday is when the line "we're going to win that game" got out.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, I've been feeling good since Tuesday, man. I just 2 times beat by your rival, and it wasn't blowouts. Like, you were in the game. Like, it could have been tweaks, it could have been a miss here, a make there, and you could have won the game. And on this stage,
and they shot better than they have all season in both of those games.
50%. 50% is like that's as crazy as it was to watch what Alabama did.
Right.
Take it down 1.5 notches, and that's as crazy as it is for a rival to do that to you twice.
Yeah,
that's
at
and
home.
different guys. Yeah, and different people.
Right.
Not just the same person that caught fire that loves playing you. You had 2 freshmen come off the bench, go 5 for 7 combined.
One of these fan bases is going to be insufferable for a little bit toward the other.
You know what, though?
Because if Kentucky wins 3 times in a row, they're going to let Tennessee fans know about it for a year.
Absolutely. And
Listen,
they should.
As they should.
Dude,
If Tennessee
Carolina,
wins.
Coach K's last year, remember?
I know.
It was
lingered
heartbreaking.
forever.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Caleb Love reminded everybody last night, too.
5-year guy.
It's a little conversation before the game. So,
But if Tennessee were to win, then Tennessee fans like, hey, we won the important one.
yeah, I think that's the easy one you get out of the way.
Yeah.
You just one of the ones you
So
ain't
you
gotta
just say
talk
that
about.
and move on?
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to say that. I'm going to just be like, hey, man,
It's just
other
out
team
there.
won. And it depends how it happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it a blowout? If it's a blowout,
There's no way.
on either side of
There's
it.
no way it's a blowout on either side. Right?
I'm with you on that. But if one of them get blown out, the other fan base is going to be obnoxious.
We always have recency bias when we talk about sports. But like when we say this is the biggest Tennessee-Kentucky game ever, you can make that statement. This is the biggest Tennessee game. Chris Lowe said biggest Tennessee game in the last 50 years. He put a 50-year mark on it, but I mean,
Do you agree?
You could say biggest Tennessee game in ever.
It's pretty big.
It's
Yeah,
big, but it's big because who it is to me.
But also, you had 2 Elite Eights that went, where you have a chance to go to the Final Four. But this puts you in that Elite Eight game again.
Well, and you also, I feel like maybe another reason is you look at the roster, you look at the vets,
Yep.
you look at the makeup,
Yep.
you look at what's gone
Yep.
and not coming back next
Right.
year, and
Right.
like you have a really good
Opportunity
looking
right here.
opportunity with your roster, so that makes it even bigger, right?
Agreed.
So it came up during the press conference yesterday. Rick Barnes was asked about retirement, and they kind of check it back to when he was talking to a group and said, I can't imagine coaching without this player. And he was talking about Sakai Ziegler.
Yeah, volunteer tip-off club.
Volunteer tip-off club, yeah. Where are we with Rick Barnes? And, he had some interesting things to say. First, this is what he's done. He's got the Vols in the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight year. New program record. They're in the 2nd weekend of the tournament for a 4th time during the current run of 7 straight NCAA tournaments. Another program record. He has led Tennessee to 2 SEC regular season championships, and in 2022 took the Vols to their first SEC tournament title since 1979. Barnes is responsible for 6 of Tennessee's 9 seasons with 25 or more wins, including 4 in a row. He has the Vols as a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time under his watch and the 5th time in program history. Last season, he took Tennessee to the Elite Eight for just the 2nd time in program history. After going 31-35 in his first 2 seasons with the Vols, Barnes turned the program around with a 26-win season in 2017 and 18, sharing the SEC regular season championship with Auburn. Then a 31-win season in 2018-19, tying a program record for single-season wins. Spending a month ranked number 1 and winning a program record 19 consecutive games during that season. Vols were ranked number 1 for 5 straight weeks earlier this season, setting the new program mark, and have now been ranked for 79 consecutive weeks, more than doubling the previous record of 37. That's why the retirement thought hasn't entered the mind of Barnes. He said, quote, "I think when my time's up, I truly believe God will make it clear to me where he wants me to go next and do next, but I haven't had that thought about that in the least bit. We're already planning to have a team next year. I fully plan to be a part of it."
That makes sense. Put everything to bed.
Jael, Barnes,
I'm sorry.
is Barnes the best UT basketball men's coach of all time?
I mean, if you're going off accolades, yeah, no question.
No question. Now, could Bruce Pearl have been that?
Yeah.
Had he had more time?
Yeah. I think you asked, could Jerry Green be in that? Because when you go by win percentage, none of them got a better win percentage than Jerry Green had in the 4 years. None of them.
That's an interesting thought.
Exactly.
Your guy.
Yeah.
Former 3HL guest, Jerry Green.
They love to forget about that group.
Are you still shocked that Jerry Green called the show on your birthday?
Yeah, that was.
Or no, that was on the
Hall
Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah,
that caught me off guard right there. That caught me off guard. Mm-hmm.
I was afraid that I gave it away.
No, you didn't. I was still baffled by listening to him.
That was another one. It's Jerry Green and Jim Nance are the two guests that have called in kind of blindly, where you didn't. It took a minute for you to believe that is.
Yeah, I thought it was CeeLo playing around. I thought it was CeeLo. CeeLo always liked to imitate his voice.
And he does a good job of it.
Yes, he does.
All right, Richard Hendricks coming up. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Alabama, how much fun did he have watching that game last night?
It's funny. It's fun. Talking about that era, a lot of Alabama fans sometimes forget. You know what? I ain't going to put no words in their mouth. I wonder, do they forget about Mark Godfrey and those teams that he had? Because he had them rosters, too.
Richard Hendricks to talk about the NCAA tournament. Next, 3HL broadcasting live from Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, 104.5 The Zone.
All right, your time is running out to hop in on this Zen Sports VIP Players Club Big Bucket Sweepstakes because obviously the basketball tournament, college basketball tournament going on right now is winding down. Zen Sports has you covered with this VIP Players Club Big Bucket Sweepstakes, and you can earn bonus bets on the tournament all weekend long. The sweepstakes exclusive to everybody right here in Tennessee. Grand prize gets $10,000 bonus bet on the championship game or a $5,000 cash prize. And then they're going to give away 20 additional prizes where you earn a $100 bonus bet or a $50 cash prize. You can earn entries every day just by betting on that Zen Sports app. So go download it. If you are new, make sure you use my promo code DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and you'll get 500 bonus entries. Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. A qualifying wager. For a wager entry, must have minimum odds for any leg of the entry of at least minus 250 or worse American odds. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for contest terms and conditions. You got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
The presenting sponsor of 3HL is Ferguson Home, and we're so glad that they are. We love these guys. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. And you can check them out online, fergusonhome.com. They've got the new location in Mount Juliet, South Mount Juliet Road, 401 South Mount Juliet Road to be exact. They're in Nashville, Powell Avenue, in Murfreesboro, New Salem Road, in Clarksville, West Dunbar Cave Road, in Bowling Green on Lovers Lane. Hinkley Lighting, inspiring radiance in 2025 with exceptional lighting and ceiling fan products that are superior in design and quality for those contractors, interior designers, and multiple project managers. Discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home. Stop into the showroom and see and feel what you are looking for before the installing. Ferguson Home has the largest selection of products and the top brands to help you finish with a finished product your client will love. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Make sure you check them out online at fergusonhome.com. Again, that's fergusonhome.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone, rolling through the Friday edition out in Murfreesboro. We'd love to see you out here. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Ferris Day is going on. They've got the open house here at the Murfreesboro location, 1402 Northwest Broad Street. Cover 2 was here, and we are here until 6 o'clock. We'd love to see you. We still have like 2 cookies and change.
2 and some change. That's enough.
There's a little chunk out of one of them. I don't know.
Enough to get full off of.
I don't know what happened there, but
thick cookies.
That was a Kirby bite because he doesn't like semi-sweet chocolate.
Oh my Lord!
But he wanted to try the cookie.
He pleads the fifth on cookies.
Those are solid cookies.
Was that not your take?
No. The cookie that I sampled was right here, and Zep ate the rest of that.
Oh, okay.
That's just a gigantic chocolate chip explosion.
Yeah, I know you can't handle those.
Zeph is on a Ferris mower as we speak, and he seems very comfortable up there. It's like your throne, basically.
So I was talking with some of the guys here. Guess how much the seat on this thing costs? Just the seat.
Wait, just the cushion part?
Just the seat.
I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say about $1,200.
It is $1,200.
What?
I do it. I just now.
Back-to-back days with high fives.
No, I'm listening. I just was. It's a guy that we getting some booths made at the
Restaurant,
lounge.
yeah.
And the dude came in there. He was like, the wood part is cool and putting the cover on it, but that cushion. The cushion, more cushion it is, the more it costs.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason.
You've been great though, because there's a mower in here. You were like, I think it's about $12,000, and Trey was like, it's $12,500.
I'm telling you, like,
you were right on it. Expert.
Hey,
It's
Parslay's
$1,200
on
for
fire.
the seat alone? What in the...
By the way,
$1,200. Yeah.
Zev is sitting on a Ferris lawnmower.
I feel like you need to get your butt off that $1,200 seat.
You better raise
There's mom right there.
I'm testing it out.
There's mom right there.
Listen, I've already told a couple customers walking around here, hey, this is probably the most comfortable lawnmower seat you will ever sit in.
Well, the other thing
I'm helping them. I'm selling lawnmowers here.
The other part about that mower is it's crimson red, which leads us right into Richard Hendricks joins us now on 3HL, former Bama great. Rich and now broadcaster. Richard, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing great, and that's a great color for a lawnmower too. But I prefer to get my exercise. I got to push. I don't like riding and sitting on it. I got to push and get my exercise in.
So I've got a really good friend, Richard. I've got a really good friend named Ken Newton, and he is a huge Alabama fan. His brother was a trainer there during the '90s. They won a national title, all this stuff. So I texted him during the game last night. I was like, "This is effing incredible," and he was like, "Man, I hope they have some for the next game." And I'm like, "Dude, can't you just enjoy this?"
You got plenty.
This is historic. How did you consume last night's game, and how crazy is it for a team to hit 25 threes?
I couldn't believe it. I mean, every time they hit one, it's just like I couldn't believe they hit another one. I mean, it's just incredible the ability that they have to shoot them, and to shoot them deep, and to shoot them with so many ways, and for everybody to be on fire. I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, you only can hope as an Alabama fan that they can still be able to hit a few more in the Elite Eight game against Duke, which should be a much different matchup. But that was fun to watch for sure.
There's no way they can follow up
Careful, Babs.
a shooting performance like that with another one, right? There's no way.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I mean, just for them to shoot that many, I mean, I don't even know how you can shoot 51 threes, but to make 25 of them, I mean, it is in their DNA. This is a team that does work on the three ball. Everybody's encouraged to shoot it. They get up tons of them in practice. And Mark Sears has been struggling in the NCAA tournament up until this point. And for him to go out there and knock down 10 for 16, I mean, it was just bound to happen. But you just only can hope that they can continue to shoot well. But for Alabama, for them to advance, it's not going to be the three ball. It's can they guard Duke? Can they defend for 40 minutes? When you have a team that plays with so many possessions and plays at a high clip as far as the getting the balls up and playing at a high pace, you have to be disciplined and locked in for the entire 40 minutes so you allow a team to come back on you. So it's best if Alabama can play from the lead and play with strong defense.
Before we leave that game, man, the Alabama and BYU matchup, tell me, what was your takeaway? We understand what Mark Sears did, but did you expect Aiden Holloway, who I thought that his spark that he's giving, man, I knew he could play, But, man, it's like as the season has gone on, he's really embraced the moments, especially when Mark Sears or Fallon doesn't have it going.
Well, Aiden Holloway's actually been shooting the ball really well all season long. I think at one point he actually was leading the conference in three-point percentage, but he had not had enough makes or attempts to qualify for that. So he's been playing a really good role coming off the bench and accepts his role that as soon as he checks in the game, he's instant offense. But to see a game when they all had it going, it wasn't just Sears, Holloway, and then Youngblood shooting the ball well. And then you even had the big with Aiden Sherrill knocking down 2 threes. I mean, that was just incredible to see. I mean, so they have a lot of talent. Obviously, they go really deep, but shooting the ball, I mean, that was special to see.
Yeah, how are they going to defend Cooper Flagg? So when you look at the Alabama-Duke matchup, and we talked about how incredible Alabama was, I mean, Cooper Flagg's performance last night with 30.7 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks, I mean, that dude owned that game.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he put in his bid for being a National Player of the Year with that performance, and you know, he's big time. I mean, he's so versatile, and he plays within the flow of the offense. He's not one of these players that you see that seems as if he's hunting his points or hunting his production as far as having the ball in his hands. They use him in so many ways. I do think this will be the game that Grant Nelson will have to show his maturity and see what he can do against a guy that has similar size and similar athleticism. Alabama's power forward position is going to be the most critical position for them to move forward in the tournament, and they're going to play probably the best one that they're going to see all year long as far as versatility is concerned. But Duke is deep. They have great positional size. This will be the toughest challenge for Alabama, but I think the pressure might be on the Blue Devils.
I think so, too, and I say it's on the Blue Devils simply because when you think about Alabama, you automatically think about the tempo, you think about the guards, but you think about smaller guys like Sears, Aiden Holloway, Fallon, who's not too small, but you think about those guys, man, Stevenson, Diabate, Darren Reed coming back. How big of a part can they play in matching up with a Zion James and a Cooper Flagg and so forth and so on?
Well, Alabama does have great positional size, as you're saying, and what they're able to do is those guys defensively, Jaron Stevenson, Darion Reed, as well as Grant Nelson, they can move their feet on the perimeter with guards. So, I mean, they have the length where they can come over from the weak side and block shots, but they're going to have some interior presence. And they've been able to show that early on in the tournament with Clifford Amore in the pick-and-roll threat, throwing alley-oops and doing a really good job in the dunker spot. But they're going to have to be tough on the boards, not allow Duke to get those offensive rebounds with Malawach down low, 7'2", and him maybe getting easy putbacks. You're going to have to do a really good job of being physical with those guys. And the size that Alabama has, they might be listed at 6'10" and 6'11", but this is the game where you have to have the mentality to play big. You know, it's one thing to be tall. Right. It's another thing to think like a big man. And that's the attitude that you have to have in this type of game, because Duke can definitely punish you.
Rich, when you got these guys, Nate Oates, what he's doing, I mean, it's got to be a beautiful thing to be a Bama fan and an alum at the same time. We were just talking about, somebody in the chat asked, was Rick Barnes the greatest coach to ever coach at Tennessee? And when you look at all the accolades, of course, but the era that's forgotten about, I brought up our era in Jerry Green. And how do you feel about Mark Godfrey, your coach? Do you feel like that era's kind of gazed over a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I think that the entire area from the early 2000s is a forgotten era. I mean, it's just one of these time periods, and I think a lot of that has to do with the exposure of SEC Network and the ESPN. I mean, when you see every single time that you turn on the SEC Network or the ESPN, you will be able to see sports and basketball being played in the Southeastern Conference. I don't think that it was dominated as such, and you didn't have the access to watch so many games on an app, or watching them on the digital level, or just watching them on all these channels on TV. But it was always great coaches in the SEC, and Mark Godfrey did a phenomenal job. If you look back at every statistic that they say now of what Nate Oates is doing, every single time they say Alabama is number one for the first time since, and it's always in a time where Mark Godfrey was the coach. It would be 2003, or they haven't been ranked this high since 2006 when I was on the team, or they haven't gone to an Elite Eight since 2004. And it's all of these moments that you just have to go back and say, well, clearly something was being done in that time period of some really good players, and they were having some success. But I will say, Nate Oates has taken it to another level.
Yes.
Alabama now being in a situation where they've gone to at least 3 Sweet 16s, 5 Sweet 16s or better or 4 in the last 5 years, and potentially going to a back-to-back Final Four, winning the SEC regular season and tournament twice in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, he has taken it to a whole nother level, and the respect for him and what he does has to be appreciated, because Alabama is now definitely showing that they're a power in basketball.
Yeah, just been there 6 years, and Bama in the Elite Eight back-to-back years, first time ever. Richard Hendricks with us, breaking down the NCAA tournament. Let's talk about Florida and what they were able to do against the Crab Five, 87-71 bench points. We knew this going in. Florida 29, Maryland 3. Gators out-rebounded Maryland 42-20. They're going to get Texas Tech as they try to get to the Final Four as well. What do you think about this Gators team with that, as Slay likes to say, and I love it, the mob down low with that front court?
I mean, you touched on it. I mean, so much depth. I mean, this is a complete team. And, I think this team is sneaky confident from a standpoint that last year they were playing really good ball. They got to the championship game of the SEC tournament, and when Micah Handlogden went down in Nashville, I think that took a lot of air out of that team. Then they got upset in the first round of the NCAA tournament. They've been playing all season long with a chip on their shoulder. I think as far as guard play, Walter Clayton Jr. to me is the best guard in the country. I mean, he has the ability to finish at the cup. He shoots deep range threes. He's a two-way player. He's strong with a football background. And they go 3 deep with Elijah Martin and as well as Will Richard. So in the inside, Condon and Chinyelu, those guys are physical. They can play with their back to the basket, and they can rim protect. I mean, this is a complete team. I think they might have had the challenge that they needed in the second round against UConn to wake them up, and they're just as dangerous as ever. I mean, I know a lot of people had them pick to win the entire thing, and I think it's a good pick because they can play multiple styles and they come at you in waves.
What do you think, War Eagle, by the way, what do you think about my Auburn Tigers tonight against Michigan?
Well, I will say this. I think Auburn has had a phenomenal year, and Bruce Pearl has really been able to get his team to play at a high level. But in the last few games, they have not seemed to look like the Auburn team that we have seen in the middle of the season. I think the punches that they were taking throughout the entire year with that tough schedule and winning against the top teams in the country may have taken a toll on them. Janai Broome seemed to struggle a little bit in the last game against Creighton when he played against a real 7-footer. And Ryan Kalkbrenner, who can guard him one-on-one. He went 4 for 13 from the field and struggled. I think he's going to have a similar challenge against Michigan and Vlad Golden, another 7-footer that can potentially guard him one-on-one. Their strength is when he demands a double team. And when he can command a double team, then you have so many guards and shooters around the outside that can make you pay. So he's going to have to win his matchup on the one-on-one tonight, get the double team coming, and then the guards will have to take over. But they have the potential to win the whole thing. They're the number 1 overall seed for a reason, but they're going to have to regroup and get it done because this Michigan team is playing with a little bit of confidence because they're getting hot at the right time.
Seems like nobody's ever talking about Houston, man. But they get Purdue tonight. And, Richard, follow me here. There's this thing called the Peter Principle, right? Like to where a guy gets elevated or a gal gets elevated to a job that is one level higher than they need to be, right? That's where Purdue is in this tournament, I think. Like, they don't belong on the floor with Houston tonight. I love the Cougars in this matchup. Am I way off?
Well, they can defend. I don't know if I would say that you're way off. I do think that Houston has to be a favorite, but I wouldn't count out Matt Painter. I mean, he has a really good program up there and a culture of guys that have bought in. They went to the national championship game last year. He has a great point guard who's able to run the show and has that experience in the tournament. So, I mean, they will be competitive. I think it's going to be a tough matchup just as far as the physicality is concerned and the way that Houston can grind out the game. But it should be a good one. 2 really good coaches. I love to see the adjustments that'll be made in the game like this with 2 veteran coaches and veteran teams, too. I think that's important to see this late in the tournament.
Ole Miss and Michigan State. What are we to make of Ole Miss being able to watch them all year? And Michigan State with Izzo seem to have his guys playing like Michigan State.
Well, I think you have to respect the head coach, Chris Beard, who's been to a national championship game.
Right.
I think it has to start there. This is a team that has veteran players. I believe they have 10 seniors, and all of them from their respective schools, maybe at least 1,000-point scorers in their career. So he has players who have been in big moments and understand how to play. Not a lot of NCAA tournament experience, and obviously not much collectively. But you can see they've been dominating games early on in this tournament. I think a lot of people in every single game has thought that they would be upset. They had Carolina, I believe, in that opener. And then in the last game that they seemed that if you thought they might lose that one and let teams back in it against Iowa State, but they were able to pull away. So I expect this team to be prepared. When you give Chris Beard an entire week to be prepared for a game in this Sweet 16 matchup, I think he'll have his team ready to play. Sean Padula loves the big moments. He'll have to be hit big in the money time, but this will be a tough matchup. Michigan State's playing good ball. You always have Tom Izzo, physical teams, tough-minded teams. So that will be a style of two tough coaches trying to slug it out. But I do think that Ole Miss can get it done.
Are we crazy to think that there are going to be 4 SEC teams in the Final Four?
No, I don't. I don't think you're crazy. When I filled out my bracket, I was concerned about the SEC this year because everybody's been hyping it up, talking about how strong the league is, and it's historically good. And I had concerns because I feel at the end of the day, if you don't win a national championship, then everyone says that your conference really wasn't that strong. The pressure is still on the league to do that. But as I filled out my bracket and I kept looking at the teams, I had 4 SEC teams in the Final Four. And I'm looking at it now, and it can still happen. If Arkansas hadn't had an epic collapse last night, I mean, you definitely would have had the chance where that was an automatic. But, I mean, here you are, and you still have teams. Would you have 7 teams in the Sweet 16?
Yep.
And the opportunity for 6 of them to go to the Elite 8? I still think it can be an all-SEC Final Four. And that will just be remarkable to see because with the investment that's been made in basketball, with these coaches and with the fanfare that everyone's saying how strong the league is, someone has to get it done and be at the top of the totem pole at the end of this tournament. If not, then I don't know how much that the season meant as far as the tough wins and the non-conference. But I think they're in a good position to finish it off.
Richard, always a pleasure to talk with you, man. I really appreciate your expertise and love that you were able to hop on for us.
Enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, Rich, real quick before you go, what's the biggest difference in this Alabama team from last year and this year that made that Final Four run?
Clifford Amore. When you have a real 5-man that can play the 5 position, and Grant Nelson doesn't have to play played the 5, that puts him back in his natural position where he's not susceptible to fouls against a more bigger, stronger guy that can put him under the basket. He also can play his position, which he's the key. It puts Grant Nelson in a position where he can be the key to get it done. And that's the big difference, to have a legitimate 5-man and obviously the depth, but it puts people in their natural spots.
Love that. Yep.
Good stuff, Richard, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Enjoyed it.
All right, Richard Hendricks, former Bama great, now doing that broadcast thing.
So glad somebody else said that other than me about Grant Nelson, because I keep on saying it, and people think I'm crazy.
Well, remember when he went down.
People think you're crazy for other reasons.
But your point was, like, his production is his production, but it's also the rotation.
Yes.
So how are things affected? Like, I think a lot of people don't think about it in those terms.
That was huge. Like, last year they needed Nick Pringle, who transferred to South Carolina. I forgot it. That was a great point by Rich bringing up. Nick Pringle came on in the tournament so they could make that Final Four run. He left, and this addition of Cliff Amore was huge. None since Charles Bediako consistently to be able to play that down low position. So, yeah, that was – Grant Nelson had to play the 5 last year. That was tough.
Yeah.
Going against the UConn team.
I just looked up my ESPN bracket. Sorry, Babs. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No. I was going to ask if Hendricks was a smack talker back in his day at all, because he is super.
He gonna get you. He gonna work. He gonna show you the work.
Right. He's like a quiet, lead by example kind of guy. Because I even tried to get him going. Like, hey, where are you going?
He's gonna tell you, come on down here.
Like he wouldn't even. He is all business.
But he'll give you some too now.
Yeah.
Just enough.
He wasn't having
play.
Yeah. He gonna give me the ball again.
He wasn't having anything to do with Babsy's reindeer games there.
No,
I looked up my bracket in ESPN.
Yes.
I am in 7 millionth place, 7.7 millionth place.
Who's in your Final Four, yo? Is your Final Four still alive?
Yes.
Who's in your Final Four?
Auburn over Florida and Tennessee over Duke. Tennessee beats Auburn for the national championship.
So who you got Duke
that
beating?
would be so fun.
Who you got Duke beating to get there?
I don't remember. Kirby said whoever's in the way. Alabama. I have Ole Miss, Michigan State.
That's where we differ.
I had Florida, Texas Tech. My bracket's going to get better than 7.7 million potential.
You have Alabama in the Final Four?
No, I have.
No, Slay does.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Nope.
Okay.
Grant Nelson.
Slay's got all 4 SEC teams.
That's right.
Homer.
Yeah,
Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Bama.
That's right. You got to believe what your eyes are showing you, man.
Just call you the Simpsons.
That's me, the Papa.
Choke them
Papa
out.
Home.
Here at Dickens Surf and Landscape
Houston
Supply.
gonna do.
We'll be right back. 3HL.
Homeowners, it is time to start fresh in 2025. Loan Pronto, there to help you take control of your finances by lowering your house payment, consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by just calling Loan Pronto? Yeah. Loan Pronto right now has some of the most competitive offers, refis, debt consolidation, purchase loans too, starting in the low 5s, by the way, when you're talking APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much, even if you're already in the process with another lender. Call Loan Pronto and lock in your lower rate today. You could close in as little as 2 weeks, oftentimes with no appraisal. You could even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, it's easy, it's hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly. No hard credit pull, no upfront fees. LoanPronto.com. Give them a call at 615-499-5780. That's LoanPronto.com at 499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
All right, everybody, check this out, man. I got a tip for you from our good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. Now, a lot of parents out there, you're getting ready to go out and make a big-time purchase. You're probably wondering, Slay, what kind of purchase are you talking about? Well, that first car. That's right. That first car that you're going to go out and you're going to go get those kids, the ones that are out there with the driver's permit, unless you want them driving your car, which is even more reason for you to have this number to make sure that you have Bart Durham Injury Law on speed dial, 615-242-9000. These days, parents are telling their kids, save this number, 615-242-9000, just in case. Now, I wish I had Blair Doom's number saved in my phone when I was a kid, because Lord knows I probably would have had to call him if a little wreck happened. If you're ever in a wreck, you need someone who's got your back. That's exactly what Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law, that's what they do. They take care of everything from the moment you call to getting you the compensation you deserve. Save this number and call them, 615-242-9000, Bart Durham Injury Law.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate you being with us. All these new people moving into town. I know you guys meet new people all the time. Make sure that they know about 104.5 The Zone and 3HL. We would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Your family responsibilities.
Thank you.
So to speak.
Right.
How do you where can you find hope with the Tennessee Titans? We were talking about that yesterday. And I didn't go through the offensive depth chart.
There we go.
What are you trying to get? You're just trying to like depress Slay even more? Because I hate to tell you, the offensive depth chart might be worse than the defensive depth chart.
Here we go.
I don't know. The offensive line's better. You like the running back position,
okay,
right?
but the offensive line is still not.
You got Calvin Ridley. I mean, those are the hopeful things.
What? That's it?
Yeah. You like the running back position, right?
Yeah. I like it.
Offensive line is better on paper.
I mean, your running back position right now is Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Julius Chestnut for your big body back guy.
I like them.
And Jabari Small.
I like them. That's no problem with them.
Okay.
Tight end, Chig got better.
Man.
More productive toward the end of the season.
I mean, nobody was guarding them. Nobody was guarding them.
Well, why would you? Number one, but
that's what I'm telling you. They're trying to stop Ridley from getting 1,000 yards.
You know what I hate about this exercise is anything like I throw at you, you have a response to. And I'm trying to be an attorney here and like hit you with something that you don't see coming. And it's impossible.
Give me all of it.
It's impossible. Like, do you want the rest of the depth chart?
Absolutely.
The wide receiver.
Hold my head under the water.
All right, here are your starting wide receivers as we sit right now. I keep forgetting about Van Jefferson now. Calvin Ridley, Traylon Burks, Van Jefferson, Bryce Oliver, Colton Dow, Mason Kinsey, Tay Martin, Stanley Morgan Jr., and Jaquan Jackson. Those are your receivers.
Okay, so
somebody on Twitter was like, how the heck does Mason Kinsey keep sticking around?
That should say something.
How many of those are going to make the team this fall?
Right now,
unfortunately,
a lot of them.
I mean, if they're going to draft two, right? Like, they got to draft two.
Are they?
They have to.
Do it. Slay doesn't believe it.
I don't. You got to show me.
He's so scarred. He doesn't believe it.
You are scarred.
I got to show
That's
me.
a great word for it. You're scarred.
We've been sitting here. We've been sitting there waiting on the draft to come because that's what we're going to build through. And I just don't see it.
Well, I mean, you got time. It's 3.5 weeks away.
This is going to be a season for the ages.
That is like the worst Jim Nantz impersonation I've ever heard.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, like this. Dude, what we win? 2 games last year? 3 games. All right.
Look at all the red. This is Chig. So let's see. Yeah, his last however many he had 5 for 42, 9 for 81, 8 for 59.
Who are we playing, Yor?
They lost to Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati. All 3 of those games.
Hey, Mayor.
What?
You're making it way worse.
No, I'm trying to. Come on, Babs. Give me a second.
All of those teams
now I'm going to tell you about Dan Moore at left tackle.
Okay.
Morganzi told Jim Wyatt he's a fighter.
Now, we've seen what a $2 steak looks like.
Are you
talking about
that's him? Are you talking about Twice Daily? I forget who the $2 steak was.
Aaron Brewer.
Aaron Brewer. Yeah, but he was tiny.
He was a fighter.
He was tiny, though.
He was a fighter.
Tiny fighter.
He couldn't overcome being tiny.
This is very true. Tiny fighters are out there.
Yeah. I mean, as feisty as you are, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still tiny.
So who is this guy?
Dan Moore, left tackle. Peter Skoronski, left guard. Lloyd Cushenberry, center.
Like him.
Kevin Zeitler, right guard.
Don't know him.
J.C. Latham, right tackle.
He's old. He's been in the league forever, and he's reliable.
Great run blocker, they say. Started all 16 games he was available for Detroit last year.
Okay, cool. We win 4 games.
So they're going to run right because J.C. Latham is a dog when it comes to run blocking.
Yes.
So him and Zeitler together.
4 games.
Run right.
I'm not trying to add more panic to what's going on here.
Are you about to give the quarterback room?
No. We know that panic, but I don't think we talk a little bit enough about where, because it doesn't matter. We'll find out, but where Cushenberry's rehab is. Because
big man and an Achilles.
And if he's not there, yeesh.
Or if he's there and he's not himself, you know what I mean?
Right. Anyway, not to bring up.
I mean,
to bring up some more to dampen Slate's mood.
How many times did we go like, oh, he'll be back from injury, blah blah blah, and then we get into the situation, and then everybody starts saying, well, it's really year 2.
Nobody has a clue.
So he tore his Achilles on November 9th.
Right.
Which was how many weeks ago? Or how many months ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago.
Why are you laughing at
So
this?
by July, it'll be 8 months.
So he's missing the spring.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get back for camp.
July is 8 months. What's your typical Achilles?
Well, but for a big man, though, you know what I mean?
10
over
months to a
300-pound
year.
guy?
I'm going 10 months to a year.
So you got to draft a center, too.
Hey, you getting it.
6 to 9 months.
Here we go.
Nope, 9 to 12 months.
There it is.
9 to 12.
So let's just say you're not going to have him until November.
How'd you move that fast?
I just looked it up.
From 6 to 9 to 9 to 12. You just
Because the 6 to 9 was non-athlete, non-surgical.
Regular person walking around like Bop.
Yep.
So who's the starting center for the first 2 months of the season then?
Is Corey Levin?
Corey Levin.
Is that,
is
that your option?
Man, you know what I did?
Slice face when you said Corey Levin. Oh no!
Do you know what I did? We're making this all better. Don't even get us started on the Levis Allen Boyle quarterback room.
Can we just play defense? Like all-time defense. I'm more comfortable with just playing defense.
Well, I mean, you probably will once you turn the ball over. I mean, if you go Levis, if you don't go Cam Ward number 1 and it's Levis rebooted,
I dare him to do that.
He turned it over 18 times last year.
Double dog did him to put Levis out there as a starter.
All right, Christmas story. Triple dog dare him.
Well, we just made everything worse for Slay.
But I didn't bring into the equation drafting Cam Ward. That
Correct.
gives you hope and
That
excitement.
gives you hope. That gives you excitement. You could Slay. Honestly, you look at this team last year, we had hope because if Will Levis was even just a sliver of what we thought he could be, that team would have won games.
You had at least solid name guys that you know that had a resume, especially on offense. You had D-Hop.
Right.
You had
Calvin
Tyler
Ridley.
Boyd. You
Tyler
had
Boyd.
Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
You had 2 tight ends that you could lean on. The
You're
guy that
fair.
you drafted. Like,
What if you have Ridley and Luther Burden?
That's cool.
And Cam Ward.
Who throwing to him? Okay.
That is completely feasible.
Let's do an exercise because I woke up.
feasible.
Get them.
I woke up and I grabbed my phone and I went on the Pro Football Focus draft simulator thing, and I spent like an hour just doing 50 of them.
Who was the
my
second
gosh.
receiver? Luther
Okay,
Burden and who?
Mr. Babs.
Van Jefferson. They're probably going to draft 2 though.
Let's not put so much stock in Van.
The local guy. I love the story.
I mean,
me
there's
too.
still
I'm a local guy too.
There's also still an opportunity
And you led the state in receiving.
later. I mean, it's early. There's an opportunity through draft, through
Let's do this. When we come
guys
back,
released late.
we'll do the Pro Football Focus draft simulator, and we'll see what 3HL comes up with. You want to do that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll do that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, man? You know what time it is, fellas. I'm talking to you. Listen up. It's very clear what you got to do. 615-898-9367. That's the number you need to call or text. Now, this is a year when you can get control of yourself. You already frustrated probably with the lack of games at the gym. Maybe you feel like you're doing everything right. Stop listening to your buddy that's in the gym talking about testosterone. Stop it. 1 in 4 men over 30 have low testosterone levels, and low testosterone can affect energy levels, workouts, sleep, bedroom activities. It can even make you grumpy, so cut it out. This is what you need to know. GameDayMensHealth.com is here for you. Let's go get your test because it's free, and then When you get those results back, you decide if you want to move further. Because I promise you, I'm telling you, after that consultation, you got 2 locations, Green Hills or Hendersonville. Go get your shot weekly. Understand that you can get back into the game. Get that grumpiness out of you. 615-898-9367, GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Homeowners, it is time to start fresh in 2025, and Loan Pronto is here to help you take control of those finances by lowering your house payment and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know this? 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by simply calling Loan Pronto. They have some of the most competitive offers out there for refis, for debt consolidation, for purchase loans, starting in the low 5s, by the way. So if your current rate is over 6%, and, if you did it and then the last couple of years, it probably is. Don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in the process with another lender, call Loan Pronto, lock in a lower rate today, close in as little as 2 weeks. Usually don't even need an appraisal, by the way. We didn't need an appraisal to go with Loan Pronto. It's fast, it's easy, it's hassle-free, and you could even skip your next 2 house payments. Call now, 615-499-5780. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull, no upfront fees. LoanPronto.com, 499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Good evening. It is 5:04. I'm Jess Bonanno live from the Dickens Lawn and Turf and Lawn. I don't know. Dickens here in Murfreesboro. Thank you. Number one Tennessee baseball begins a 3-game series at South Carolina tonight. Liam Doyle gets the start as first pitch is set for 6 p.m. NCAA tournament continues tonight as well as the Sweet 16 rolls on. Ole Miss, Michigan State get things started at 6:10. Tennessee, Kentucky face off for the third time this season at 6:39. Well, Network will have the coverage right here on The Zone. Michigan and Auburn get going at 8:39. Purdue and Houston cap off the Sweet 16 at 9:10. Catch the action right here on The Zone, courtesy of Westwood One. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone Friday edition. Hope you're having a great day. It's going to be a fun weekend full of Sweet 16 and Elite 8 basketball. By the way, the Lady Vols in action, playing number 1 seed Texas in the Sweet 16 Saturday at 2:30 on ABC. Tennessee is a 7.5-point underdog. Texas beat the Lady Vols 80-76 on January 23rd in Austin. Kim Caldwell did not coach that game. Assistant Jenna Burdett coached the game. Madison Booker had 26 for Texas. Lady Vols are looking for their first Elite 8 since 2016. That's the only game Kim Caldwell missed with her baby. Is that the way I should put that?
Baby.
You know, she had that baby.
Yeah.
So she missed a game.
And she's back. And then the Sweet 16.
And Slay's back, too.
I'm in the building.
We're about to have a fun exercise.
I can't wait.
That gets Slay full of hope.
So, good luck.
We're going to do the mock draft and the Pro Football Focus. Babsy and I were doing it during the break. We ended up with a B grade.
Let's go.
Hey, there we go. Way to get it, Smiley.
And listen, our D- and our D grades on some of our picks were all Mayor. He picked them. I'm just pointing it out.
So this is how you going to get me back with D's?
No, I wanted to take Jalen Lane because I'm in Murfreesboro right now, and he played for MTSU, and then he went to Virginia Tech, and he balled out.
See,
I was okay with that pick,
he's a very good wide receiver.
He is.
He is.
Let's not have a community draft.
No, we're about to. That's what's going to happen.
That's what we're doing.
Here we go.
Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. That is where we are in Murfreesboro. We would love to see you out here. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Yes, you can have a cookie. Kevin came by with cookies. Kevin with the cookies. His wife made them.
Yep. They're good, too.
Are they good, Babs?
Phenomenal.
They're gone.
They gone.
It's a crumb left.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to do the Pro Football Focus mock draft from a Tennessee Titan perspective. So I'm going to hit start draft, and we're going to take for Shianos and giggles.
Okay.
We're going to take Cam Ward number 1, okay? And then we're going to go from there.
All right.
You ready for this process, Slay?
No extra picks, and let's go. Let's do it.
Second round. Here is who is available. Gray Zabel from North Dakota State, tackle. Don cannot get away from that guy.
The answer is no.
This is the guy that was Savage and Coach McInerney was bragging on at the Senior Bowl, right?
Yep. Demetrius Knight, linebacker, South Carolina. Alec Iamaner from Stanford.
Ooh.
Bob likes him because his brother likes him.
Who is he?
Wide receiver.
We waited till the fifth round.
Give Bob a mic. This is what we got during the break.
Waited till the fifth round to go get a receiver.
No, this is second round. We're still in the second round.
I mean,
we picked Cam Ward in the first round. Now we're doing the second round. So I was telling you who's available.
Oh.
What do you know about Alec Iamaner?
The receiver from Stanford, and he's the only one who got the best of Travis Hunter when Stanford played Colorado. That game went into overtime, and I think Stanford ended up winning. But he was the only one who got the best of Travis Hunter repeatedly. So
that was Bob Kuiper. Did you hear that? It's like Bob changed his voice into draft analyst Bob.
He did,
didn't he?
So we're going with
Landon
a guy.
Jackson, edge, is available.
I like him.
You know who else is available? Luther Burden Jr., wide receiver. Is that the pick?
Is it, so we talking about the second pick?
Second round. Pick 35.
Round 2, pick 3.
We got to go
You're at
Luther
the
Burton.
top
He
of the
starts
second round.
immediately.
Well, your clock is ticking. You only get 10 minutes.
That's the only receiver we got. Trey Harris already gone.
No, he's there, but he's just further down.
All right, give me the head case.
Switch it to wide receiver. Do you want a wide receiver?
Yep, I'll take the head case.
Hold on.
They said something with his mama and.
No, his girlfriend's his manager and his mom's crazy is what one unnamed NFL scout said.
Here's your wide receiver
Welcome you to the
before the
Titans.
I can't say his name. Stanford guy. Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Iowa State, Restrepo, Miami, Trey Harris, Ole Miss, Jalen Noel, Iowa State. You're not going further than that in the
Burden.
second round.
Luther Burton. Based on what Cosell said yesterday, Luther Burton.
All right, draft. So now you have Cam Ward, Luther Burden, and now you don't have a third-round pick.
Uh-oh.
Right. So this is pick 103. This is the fourth round.
First pick in the fourth round.
And you still don't have edge rusher
or backup lineman, but yeah.
How about Walker from Kentucky? What do you think about him? Defensive lineman.
What was it?
He was a beast at times.
That wasn't number 2, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big old dude with a single-digit number. I love that.
He was a monster. He was
You've
a monster.
DeJuan Walker.
Yes. You've got Kamon Rucker from Carolina.
Edge rusher.
Edge position.
Let's look at
I
edge.
think you have to go edge there if you don't go edge.
I got to go edge.
What?
Kamon Rucker is the top-rated edge rusher at this point. You've got pick 103. He's ranked 107.
Do we have anything at linebacker? Viable.
Like inside linebacker?
Yep.
On the team?
I mean, the 2 rookies from last year that they drafted.
Of course, I know we don't have anybody on the team.
Okay, that's what I say. No.
From the Broncos guy.
He's saying the fourth round.
Yeah.
With your fourth round pick. I need our chat to help us.
Because I'm looking at it now, but I'm not sure who will be available. You got Jahad Campbell, Carson,
The
Schwessinger.
UCLA edge guy is still out there that I can't ever say his name. Olawafami.
He's taking a 30 visit with the Titans.
He is.
Oladejo?
Yes.
That's him from UCLA. Would you? Okay, you guys want to take
6'3",
him?
259. Let's send the player who moved from inside
I would
linebacker
go
to
there.
edge.
Go with him.
Okay, stood out.
Draft.
All right. Babs is telling me what to do.
Said he did good at the Senior Bowl. Okay, come on, let's roll with him.
Isaiah
Draft.
Bond's still out there. You want him? Go back-to-back wide receivers?
Nope. No.
Okay,
Too many
so we're
holes
gonna
in the field to be
we're
playing
gonna
around
go.
one position.
We're gonna go UCLA edge rusher.
Yep.
Oladejo.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm sure that's how you pronounce his name.
So
All
now
right,
you have a quarterback, a receiver, and an edge guy.
Yep.
Yep, and we're still in the fourth round. So next available players: Will Howard, quarterback; Jonas Sanker from Virginia, the safety; Gunnar Helm, tight end. You want to know the tight end?
No, we got some on.
Remember they kept 7 tight
None on
5. They kept 5.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I threw a fit about that
You did
too. And
throw
I
a
was like,
fit.
okay,
Rightfully
maybe
so.
this offense is going to utilize that tight end position a little differently. No, they didn't. Half of them were not even active on game day.
What are the inside linebackers available there?
We're
in the
Fourth round, second pick.
fourth round, second pick.
Linebacker inside: Jack Kaiser, Notre Dame; Kobe King, Penn State; Cody Simon, Ohio State; Danny Stutzman, that's Zeff's guy,
I want him.
Oklahoma.
But I think we get him in the fifth.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back to this. Your current picks are for the Tennessee Titans: Cam Ward, Luther Burden, and Oladejo, the edge rusher from UCLA. We got more picks to make next. 3HL broadcasting live for Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. That sound was Slay.
This isn't helping him.
Finding hope. That's how I'll spin it. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. I actually just talked to them, and my new door for my house has come in. So we scheduled for them to come and install it. And listen, sometimes it is time to upgrade things in your home, and your windows and doors are probably part of it. And Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is who you need to call. Here's the deal. They've got 2 showrooms that you can just go visit and chat with them and see all they have to offer. One in Franklin at 277 Mallory Station Road, and then one in Hendersonville, the newest, 256 East Main Street, right there at the corner of East Main and Indian Lake Boulevard. So you can stop by those 2 locations, or the easiest thing you can do, schedule a free consultation. Check out their limited time special offers they have going on. They could do all of that online at pellanashville.com and ask them to give you the Dawn deal. 50% off qualifying installations. No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. That's Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville at pellanashville.com.
Happening, y'all. You know how life can change in an instant, right? A car wreck can throw everything off. Job, bills, peace of mind. That's when you need to call my good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. Blair Durham and his team have been fighting for folks in Tennessee for years, making sure insurance companies pay up. No upfront costs, no waiting around, just real people making sure you get what you deserve. If you've been injured, listen, don't wait. Call BDIL. You know what that is? That's Bart Durham Injury Law at 615-242-9000. They're here 24/7 and ready to fight for you. Now, I'm telling you, you never can choose when an accident is going to happen. It just happens. And you got to have somebody right there ready to fight for you, give their all for you, let you relax and get paid, and be okay. That's why you call Bart Durham Injury Law. 615-242-9000. 24/7 relief. 615-242-9000.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Zeph is here.
What's up?
Bob just keeps moving from lawnmower to lawnmower.
He's bopping more to more.
Those $1,200 seats fit your ass well, don't they?
That's the bop.
He's not worthy, he says. We're going through a mock draft. We're trying to offer Slay some hope here.
Here I am. What you got for me next?
So far, we're doing this on PFF, the mock draft simulator. So far, we have selected.
Yeah.
Quarterback Cam Ward, number 1. Luther Burden III in the second round.
I might have taken Trey Harris. Maybe.
Yeah. Greg Cosell yesterday
said he didn't like him. I mean, that's not what he said. I'm lying.
He actually literally said, I'm not saying I don't like him, but he ran a whole lot of hitch routes.
Yeah. Anyway, well,
and he's saying I don't know necessarily what he'll be at the next level.
He said he's a one-speed guy.
Good. We need one. Get the ball out very, very fast. Cause
I'm a one-speed guy too, though.
What speed, though?
Very slow. You see on those lawnmowers, it's got the rabbit and the turtle? Mm-hmm. I'm the turtle.
That's you.
I'm not saying anything in this conversation.
So Cam Ward, quarterback, Luther Burden III, wide receiver, and then Oladejo from UCLA, the edge rusher. That's where we are. So second, fourth round pick coming up. And here is what's available, Slay Dog.
And what it gives you is every position, and it starts with the highest ranked first.
So this is
now we can switch it to a certain position that we want. Tell you who's left.
To Babs's point, this is pick number 120. Will Howard, quarterback, is the highest ranked player left at 112. Jonas Sanker at safety, Virginia.
I ain't mad about a safety.
To go next to
Quandre Diggs.
No.
Amani.
Hooker, yes.
Yeah,
why did that escape Friday, man?
Yep.
Friday, 5 o'clock.
They did sign a safety who is very consistent and not missing games.
Well, do you want to take Sanker, the safety from Virginia? Or do you want to Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas?
No.
Riley Leonard, quarterback Notre Dame, 2-quarterback draft?
No.
Remember when Washington took Kirk Cousins and RG3 in the same draft?
Yeah, that was real.
That was real.
That's how you get some stuff done right there.
I forgot about that.
Too. That's how you get some stuff done.
J.J. Pegues, defensive lineman, Ole Miss.
No,
you're going too far down now.
Jaden Blue, running back, Texas.
No.
Okay, go safety then.
Okay, safety. Jonas Sanker from Virginia.
Jonas?
So 4 picks left. You've got 5th round, pick 141. Highest rated player available is Dylan Gabriel, quarterback, Oregon.
No, stop with the quarterbacks.
How about Dylan Gabriel available in the 5th round?
Yeah, should be.
He's small.
Yeah. Antoine Powell Ryland, edge rusher, Virginia Tech. Quinn Ewers, quarterback, Texas. Mitchell Evans, tight end, Notre Dame. Tyler Beatty, edge rusher, BYU.
Antoine Powell.
Jarquez Hunter, running back, Auburn.
Let's go.
Ooh, they do need a power back there.
That dude is a stud.
He is really good.
He would complement.
What is a rookie quarterback's best friend in the league?
Are we really going to draft a running back in the 5th round?
Run game.
Ashton Genty. What if he's ready was he available in the 2nd round?
Who?
Before we took Luther Burden?
No.
He probably went top 10.
Some analysts I saw today said that
he looked like Derrick Henry in his
that's what made me
identical.
That's what made me. You were the first person
video.
I thought about. When I was watching him working, I was like, God, dude he's just a whole muscle.
Ashton Genty.
Yep.
The video across. I was researching stuff or whatever, and I was like, what the heck is that? A smaller version of Derrick Henry, like a shorter version?
I told y'all.
And the way he moved, and he is stacked.
Yes,
I told y'all I had a dream that all running backs were not created equal, and that the Titans drafted Ashton Genty.
At 1.
Not at 1. Oh. That they traded back.
You know what, y'all?
How about that?
Everything you naming off right now don't sound bad.
I saw an analyst today that said Ashton Genty, if he gets in the right system, will break Eric Dickerson's rookie record. And he mentioned Chicago because they added to the offensive line so well.
Yeah. And
shoot, look at the Titans and what they've done on the right side here.
What we got, like 7 picks, 6 picks?
Run the game.
We've got 4 more.
Run to the right.
So how many players we got? 3.
You have 8 picks total, Slay.
Yeah, we need 12.
You got 2 in the 4, 2 in the 5, 2 in the 6.
Okay, but we weren't doing a trade back because you can do it on this where you trade back. And we'll do that next week. How's that?
That's cool.
You can do it where you want to trade back. I said, let's just go straight up draft without looking at any trade offers or trade back and just see what it looks like.
How about Jake Brenningstill, tight end, Clemson?
I don't want him with tight ends.
I think you got me on the running back train.
I did.
I think that.
Take Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter. Let's go Hunter.
I mean, I'm not sure he's not the best guy. I know people like the North Carolina guy, but I'm not sure he's not the best guy behind Genty. Ultimately in the NFL.
Yeah.
What did I just do?
You draft. Just hit draft. No, not that one. That's Georgia. You just drafted Georgia guy. You totally see. This is why I just need to be in charge of everything.
He went and got Isaiah Wilson.
He just drafted a tight end from Georgia. It should be Hunter.
Okay.
So the Titans are definitely going to do something like that now because Brent cursed them.
I'm totally lost now on this app.
Remember when there were 2 Byron Youngs, one from Alabama, one from Tennessee, and the Raiders drafted the wrong one.
Well, we did. We just drafted the wrong guy.
We just drafted a tight end. Just know in our head it's Hunter.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's Hunter. All right. So
okay, we might not be able to finish this. We've got round 5 and 2 picks in the 6th round.
That's right. Kobe King, linebacker, Penn State. Seth McLaughlin, center, Ohio State.
Seth McLaughlin.
Oh, here comes Kirby.
Kirby, the Ohio State fan.
Is that the one that got hurt?
Ohio State guy.
That's the one that got hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I run with him.
Run with him. That's very Titans-like.
They do need a backup.
They
do need a backup center.
The injured people.
Oh, Zeph, they're going to need a starting center.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Cushionberry is not going to be ready.
Yeah, give me Seth McLaughlin. I like that one.
All right, 2 6th-round picks coming up. Best on the board, Thomas Fedone II, tight end, Nebraska.
No.
Kyle Monagai, running back, Rutgers.
What wide receivers are there? Because you said we needed to draft 2 wide receivers.
Your boy Danny Stutzman's still there.
Oh, draft him. Yep.
Stop it.
Yep. Draft him. In the 6th round? Yeah,
Look
draft
how
him.
war one works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my boy.
Here you go.
That's my boy.
Jalen Lane's still there.
Jalen Lane, wide
Virginia
receiver.
Tech. You love him.
I do.
There you go.
He was an MTSU guy.
6th round. Draft him.
Transferred to Virginia Tech. Draft him. Jalen Lane. Babsy has expedited this process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last pick. Last pick. Logan Brown, tackle, Kansas. Do we need a rotational tackle?
No, Missy Irrelevant. Give us
Is Stutzman still available?
Stop it.
He's good.
Tackles.
He's an athlete.
No, he is not.
See? Should have taken him.
Curtis Rourke, IU quarterback.
Brady Cook, quarterback, Missouri. Jordan James, halfback, Oregon. Dante Thornton, wide receiver, Tennessee.
Boom. Do it. 3 wide receivers? Why not?
That would be 3
that
wide
ain't
receivers.
bad, though.
I need a linebacker.
I like James.
You already took.
Linebacker.
Let's go.
Yeah, we took Joe Quiz.
You already took running back.
Yep.
Linebacker, Jay Higgins, Iowa.
Iowa's always great at defense. There you go.
Yep.
Ooh, Teddy Buchanan. I do love that kid.
What position?
Linebacker. These are linebackers.
Cal.
Let's go Iowa.
Iowa, Jay Higgins. None of us have ever heard of him.
It don't matter.
Hold on. I'm going to look this guy up. How many tackles do you think he had?
He's getting drafted. Welcome to the 3HL draft room.
What you mean? Look him up. We got him. We heard his name.
He was a starter on an Iowa defense.
Yeah, how many tackles do you think he had?
Iowa says enough. It don't even matter.
They weren't that great last year on defense, though.
You don't care how many tackles he had?
Guess what grade we got?
What?
I did this 50 times this morning and once with Babs. I never got an A.
What we get?
A minus.
Hey,
let's go.
Y'all messing with me.
Hey, Jay Higgins, 2024, had 124 total tackles, 4 interceptions.
Heck yeah.
And a sack.
That's good, Zeph.
And a sack.
Look,
As a linebacker.
As a linebacker, yeah.
we know what we're doing over here,
Zeph.
Zeph.
You should
I
make us
told
get
you,
somebody
man.
else. Yeah, come
Iowa
on, man.
defense.
Well, it was Dante Thornton. So that was a little homer pick at me. My bad.
So Cam Ward was a B grade, taking him number
B
1
for
overall.
number 1?
Because it looks like you're reaching. Because all it does is it takes position out of it.
Their number 1 player was Travis Hunter.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Their
Okay.
number 2 player was what? Abdul Carter, I think.
Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't be.
Right.
But
so it looks as if you're reaching because it's a quarterback, but in the end, what it should be is two separate drafts, a quarterback draft and a regular
Luther
draft.
Burden III in the second round was an A+.
Yep. See,
Still.
he's
Good call there.
fallen. He's fallen with
Still.
all this stuff that's going on
Yep.
about him.
We want
And
head
at the end of
cases.
the day, the tape is the tape.
We like it.
But don't you think that
You said you have to have a little bit of crazy.
Yep.
okay, but from all the reports, it's not him that's crazy, it's
Yeah.
the people around him.
Sometimes it can be crazy people around you. That's good.
Which is even more annoying.
That's even better because you won't be the one getting in trouble.
Do you think that this is a franchise that can handle somebody that comes in with crazy around him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Callahan as a coach?
Yeah. Because it ain't really him.
His girlfriend is his manager, reportedly, is some of what these guys are
Which, by
talking
the way,
about.
is the dumbest idea ever.
Hey.
Oladejo, the edge rusher from UCLA, was a B. Sanker, the safety from Virginia, was a B. Urasek, who we drafted
you didn't
accidentally.
mean to do that.
I didn't mean to do that. I wish
What
I
was
could.
he, though?
I
What
bet
was he, though?
A C.
Oh, yeah.
We would've been
He
Hey.
brought us down. We would have had an A.
Hey, come on.
Jarquez
What you-
Hunter
why
would have
you
been
do
at
your
least a
homework,
B.
girl?
I did my homework. I just
Turned it
I
in
hit the wrong.
all
just
wrong.
clicked the wrong
I have
place.
I have fat thumbs.
Dude, imagine if we had Hunter.
Oh, that would have been. He would have been a B at least,
At
Yeah.
least.
and
So
then
for that
they would have
round.
bumped us up a grade.
So we'll grade ourselves an A then with
Yeah.
Hunter.
Dude, Hunter in the 5th round.
They'll let us pick.
Pair him next to
Like,
Ty J.
dude
Spears and
was a
Tony
beast
Pollard.
when the offensive line was not.
So do you think I would have gotten fired if I'd have handed the commissioner the wrong card?
Absolutely.
Yeah, from us.
On the spot, day of.
I'm
We
firing
came
you
back
now.
apologize and like, no, we stuck with him now for 3 years.
They would have kicked you out of the war room.
Seth McLaughlin, the center, was a B-. Jalen Lane, wide receiver, B-.
Good call.
Jay Higgins, linebacker, C-.
Well, listen, I liked his
really wasn't
numbers.
nothing. I did too.
That was the last.
So hold on, pull it up. So this was the argument that Mr. Babs made. If you don't trade back at all and get more draft capital, like this is basically what you're working with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total players. And what if I sit here and say, okay, hey, Titans
3 on.
fans, Cam Ward, Luther Burden, Oladeju, Jonas Sanker, Benjamin Urasek, Seth McLaughlin,
Hunter.
okay, Jalen Lane, Jay Higgins. What would you say? Would you not be like, we're screwed. There are too many holes in this roster.
I
They
said
have
that's a solid
got to
draft, but we gonna lose bad.
Or they've got to move back, right? In that second
told me
round,
that,
with that
yes.
second round pick.
Yep.
I
no,
feel
you
like
need
with-
Luther Burden.
I think you do.
If he's there.
I'm with you. I think that second round pick has to be an edge or a wide receiver. But if you're in the
To his point, if you
we
trade
are on
back,
the radio. You still have to talk into your mic, man.
yes, second round. If you do trade back, then maybe you do get that Trey Harris pick, and you get other draft picks.
A third rounder, maybe?
Well, and some of
They
the
really need a third
They
rounder.
really need a third rounder.
Really bad.
Some of the some of these visits, the personal top 30, top 60 visits, whatever. Why, Kirby? Why are you trying to talk? I'm trying to talk on air here. I can't think when you're talking to me in my ear. Anyway, those visits, some of them
Right.
are further back, second, third round kind of people. Like I wonder if you're looking at the Titans possibly looking ahead at meeting some of these guys. Not that it matters though, because I remember like 5 years ago they didn't draft a single player that visited at all.
Well,
At all.
this one should.
So who knows? But
And what would be left over would be nothing. As far as what you're able to go get in free agency or something. Like, we not going to be.
Well, nothing comes from nothing. So
Yeah, well,
that's that.
yeah, that's 3 games.
Realistically, how many starters do they need to draft in this draft?
12. I just told you that.
Well, they only have 8 picks. So
Well, we'll be right back where we are.
they got some work to do there.
Well, I just told you
Yeah, I
that.
did.
Get off your
Not
Ferris
listening,
mower.
not
over there.
listening in the war room, dog. You got to pay attention in the war room.
How you gonna get 12 starters
You're
out of
not.
8 picks?
How you gonna build hope out of that draft?
I was gonna say realistically.
That
I'm
means you
gonna-
depending on rookies to come in and play immediately.
yeah, and
Oh
that
yeah,
never-
for sure.
yeah.
That's how bad you are. Yeah, that's how bad the roster.
And that
is.
doesn't work well.
That does not work in the NFL.
Nope.
I would say they need at least hit on half of them. 50% hit rate.
Yeah, but for 2 years from now, they ain't gonna hit on them right now. One of them, maybe the quarterback, maybe Burden, but
Well,
maybe McLaughlin. I did like him.
They hit on J.C. Latham. They hit on
Tamondre
Sweat. They hit on Brownlee Jr.
Yeah.
They hit on Harrell, sort of.
Yo, that regime's
We'll
gone.
say 3.5.
Right, but the players are still there. Oh, you're saying this regime won't draft as well as the last
Will
regime?
they? We don't know. Will they?
Well, that's what they were hired to do.
Oh, well.
I mean, you don't know, though. You can't.
This is the conversation we've been having for 2 years now. We put it on Vrabel.
I know, but we
put
can't
it on
put that.
Rand.
We can't put that
This is the conversation, Babs.
into this conversation on if this regime is going to draft well or not.
Well, if it was our regime, we would, because we just saw it. But we don't know what this regime
But there
gonna do.
there are still a lot of pieces, scouting department, all of that, a lot of pieces that are still within this organization. So you can say regime all you want, but I just don't think you can't have that conversation until you're after the fact.
Okay.
It can't be I expect them to draft worse than the regime from last year.
I would hope they would draft better. I don't know how. That's all I'm saying.
Here are the
without a third.
Highest rated players on PFF on this draft simulator thing. Travis Hunter, number 1. Abdul Carter, number 2. T. Mack from Arizona, number 3. Mason Graham, the defensive lineman from Michigan, number 4. Ashton Genty, number 5.
Wow.
Will Campbell from LSU, offensive lineman. Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama. So that's kind of where they are.
Is there a position that if they draft second, third round that you're going to be annoyed by? Because I would think at the position that you're in as the Titans, you would be annoyed at that?
Yep. Bring me somebody that can make plays.
Wide receiver.
Unless it's a dog that slipped all the way, you know what I mean, like a James Pierce Jr., you go get something like that, and I'll be like, all right.
But this is a deeper edge class.
Okay.
James Pierce Jr. is going to be there.
He's been projected to go in the 49, 50 area.
I don't believe it.
Well,
there's a lot of talk about temperament with him.
Yeah.
Well, and
they always do that. They did the same thing with Jalen Carter.
Doing the same thing with
he had a case that he was fighting
with Luther Burden.
So the Eagles are putting out
not really him, but
there's a lot of variance in terms of where you see James Pierce Jr. in these mock drafts. Like you see him 10th or you see him 50th. It's crazy.
Well, part of it though is because of the lack of another pass rush move, right?
Yep.
And you remember we had that conversation with, was it Harold Landry? Who did we have that conversation with? I think so.
Yeah, it was Harold Landry.
We did. Yeah, he's got to develop that. It took him a really long time to even kind of develop that.
Right. He's more of a get out wide, go get him type guy. So
use the motorcycle bend, as Coach Mack says.
I'm doing another one right now. I've got Cam Ward, Luther Burden 3rd, and Isaiah Bond. Quarterback, wide receiver.
Yours playing Madden.
I also feel like the Titans, yes, he is. The Titans are probably in a position where they're building and they're in a rebuild where you have to just take the best player available on your board.
And that's not fun every time.
No, it's not. Sometimes as a fan, it'll make you scratch your head. But you have to remember, in a rebuild, that's what you do to rebuild successfully, right?
Yes. So if somebody tells me, all right, y'all, we'll feel like this for the next year and a half, then I'll be like, all right, cool.
Slay, you gonna feel like this for the next year and a half.
Here we go.
But guess I'm going to give you your hope.
What?
A possible franchise quarterback. Because listen, if you have
that's where it is.
Your life as a fan has changed forever.
Yeah, it also can be ruined if they ruin him.
Here's my current draft. You ready? Cam Ward.
You're not wrong there.
Cam Ward, Luther Burden, Isaiah Bond, Quandarius Robinson, the edge rusher from Alabama, Jarquez Hunter, the running back from Auburn, Upton Stout, the safety from Western Kentucky.
He came in on a visit, or is going to, or already did. I think he counts as local because he's at Western.
I think so.
So what grade you get, you?
I've got to make one more pick. There it is. Dante Thornton. Here we go. What did I grade?
C-minus. A lot of receivers.
A-minus. Cam Ward, Luther Burden, Isaiah Bond, Quandarius Robinson, edge from Alabama, Jarquez Hunter, running back from Auburn, Upton Stout, safety, Western Kentucky. Cody Simon, linebacker, Ohio State. And Dante Thornton, wide receiver,
That's
Tennessee.
what we just got, though, right?
You're hired.
I went from fired to hired. Can he hire? Does he have hiring power?
He's going to be
For the
fired.
Titans, yeah. Yeah, you're hired.
He's going to be fired.
Where are we, Zeph?
We're at Dickens.
Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. When we come back, we'll end the show with a little enthusiasm about Tennessee, Kentucky. Next, 3HL broadcasting live for Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply in the borough. They've got you covered for any of your lawn care needs. And just stop by and see these guys. It is the Ferris Day Open House. 3HL 1045 The Zone. It is that time. Trey Hartsook is here from Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. He's your guy. They are your people. DickensSupply.com. Trey, what do people need to do to get that lawn going?
Brent, right now is such a pivotal time because if we miss our pre-emerge round and we get behind the A-ball a little bit, I'll tell you what ends up happening. Throughout the year, you start seeing more and more weed germination, which is not what we want. Our goal here is to have lush grass, no weeds. And we can accomplish that for you at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. All you have to do is come in and just say, hey, my yard is not very good now, but I would really like it to be in the future. Take a couple pictures. We would love to talk to you about it and get you in the right direction, headed for the best lawn in the neighborhood. At every single Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply location, we have turf experts that can get this stuff, pick it up, look at your pictures, talk with you about it, and get it knocked out no problem. Convenient located at Auburn, Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
What's happening? KellamStemCellInstitute.com coming to you, and holistic stem cell therapy is what's going to get that inflammation out of your body so you can feel great. Get out there and do those exercises, run around with the kids, maybe go get ready to get some pounds off by walking. Never need to run. But if you're a runner, you can get those needs to feeling right. It's your body, your cells, your solution. They can not only harvest your body's stem cells, but also store them for future and continued use. These cells are your body's own healing cells, harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Now, stem cells attack the inflammation in the body, and we know that all autoimmune disorders derive from inflammation. So congestive heart failure, lung issues, ED, autism, arthritis, it does not matter. 615-850-4415 is the number. Get involved, man, and holler at Dr. Kellum. Sit down, have a conversation with him. Bring a list with you, matter of fact, and tell him all the things that you're kind of feeling negative about. Yeah, he'll probably soothe that over. 615-850-4415, KELLUM, KellamStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Appreciate you guys being with us. It's been a fun week, and we got a lot going on this weekend with the Sweet 16 wrapping up and the Elite 8. And the Final Four matchups we'll be able to talk about on Monday. The women's tournament is going on. Again, congrats to the Belmont women who are in the WBIT Final Four. They ripped James Madison 90-45 on their home floor last night. Belmont made 18 threes. James Madison was in the first four out of the NCAA women's tournament. Undefeated in conference play. Great win for them. So Final Four is in Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Belmont will play Villanova on Monday on ESPNU. Lady Vols playing number 1 seed Texas in the Sweet 16 Saturday at 2:30 on ABC. Tennessee, a 7.5-point underdog. They played earlier in the year in Austin. Texas beat the Lady Vols 80-76. Kim Caldwell, only game she missed during her pregnancy because she, had the baby. Missed that game. Jenna Burdett coached it. Tennessee lost 80-76, so they will play tomorrow. Sweet 16 tonight, Ole Miss, Michigan State at 6:09 p.m. That's coming up momentarily. Kentucky and Tennessee at 6:39 p.m. on TBS. Vols a 4.5-point favorite. Michigan and Auburn by 8.5, 8:39 p.m. on CBS, and Purdue and Houston by 8.5 as well, 9:09 p.m. TBS and True TV. Appreciate everybody here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. You guys rock. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
The hospitality was amazing. Thanks for the Mountain Dew I'm about to have over there in that cooler to get me all sugared up for this game coming up tonight. I know Seth appreciates the opportunity to sit on a really expensive mower during the entire show.
The whole show.
Very comfortable. I need to get this in the studio back at the station.
Oh, Allison, $1,200 seat for Zeph.
No, I meant the whole mower.
Oh, the whole mower. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, what you
mow
gonna
the
do?
parking lot?
No, I'm going to ride around in the control room. I can just go in circles.
I think, honestly, if you put me on one of those things with the hands on each side, like you would find me going in circles and not being able to stop.
I believe
I would be like caught in a black hole.
I think it does
something.
make it easy to go in circles.
Yeah, right. That's what it's for.
I still prefer a steering wheel.
Okay. So you said at the beginning of the show, Slay Dog,
What'd I say?
out of 10, confidence level for Tennessee to pick up the victory tonight against Kentucky and move on to the Elite 8. Out of 10, you said you were confident. 9 out of 10.
I said I was a 9 out of 10. The reason being, man, listen, if you go and believe what your eyes are showing you, this is what the people got to understand. You have a veteran-led bunch by two guys that are up for National Defensive Player of the Year. It takes a different mindset to be a defensive player of the year. You got to be a little bit crazy. Not only that, one of the guys is a third-team All-American, which means all-around game, you're doing more than just that defense. You're leading them. When you need to score, you're scoring. When you need to assist, you're assisting. When you need to lock up, you're locking up. Also, being a vocal leader. You got a guy in Zakai Ziegler, and all of All Nation continues to say how much they believe in him and how much they're going to hate to see him go. Well, what do you think he's feeling when he's walking on the court against a team that's a rival that was able to sweep them and also came out in the week this week and guaranteed a win, said they were going to go get this win just because of the love they have. Well, guess what? These Tennessee Vols love each other, too. They've been loving each other for quite some time. So that's what you got to roll with. Jemai Meshack is a guy that's been focused ever since he stepped foot on the court, and right now it shouldn't change. When you got a guy like Otega Oweh, you got a guy like Jemai Meshack, two bulls locking horns, and they're going up against each other.
To your point, I just saw a quote from Rick Barnes. He was talking about those two guys and kind of what separates them. And he's like, well, it's not like I can choose which guy's the better defensive player, but they're just different. He said, you've got one guy in Jemai Meshack who gives the opponent's best player.
Yep.
And you have a point guard in Zakai Ziegler who picks up the entire floor and is getting screened and rubbed at every turn of the head.
They better. Ain't nobody letting them just try.
And I thought that was an interesting way to kind of describe what those two guys are defensively.
It is, and that's the difference. Like you always see a guy like a big man being able to defend the basket. These guys defend every inch and every blade of grass. If you're talking about football, piece of wood, if you're talking about the hardwood. So these guys are something different. But now you add in an honorable mention All-American in Chaz Lanier, who's playing totally different, playing for the state. He came out and said, man, Kentucky, great place, but I love Tennessee. Tennessee is home. You can see it the way he's playing, the way these single pin-down screens are coming. He's snatching the guy's arm. He's not just settling for the three, getting to the cup, dunking on people. Then you go to Justin Gainey. I'm not sure they have a power punch coming off the bench like Gainey. If you go mano-a-mano for what Tennessee has versus Kentucky.
Jordan Gaines is much different now than
absolutely. Like if he would have been playing like this, he would have really been challenging Caleb Grill, who played for Missouri for 6th Man of the Year.
Yes.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you want to be playing your best basketball in this time of the year. If you look at Tennessee as a whole and you ask them, did everyone get better? Did Igor get better? You say yes. Felix get better? You say hell yes. You say Cade Phillips, did he get better? Yes, he got better. Zakai, Meshack, Gainey, Chaz, Dubar. You need him to get better in this situation. That would be the only question mark. Bishop Boswell even got better. So you go down the list of guys and you ask, is Kentucky healthy enough to go out here and battle? I don't think so.
How important is Milicic to go out there and hit like 3 threes?
Huge. That pick and pop should be a main factor. You look at the games that they played, he was the one out there working. He had good games against Kentucky. He wasn't the reason for those losses. He was out there being able to space the floor where Amari Williams had to get out and guard and knocking down threes, being able to offensive rebound. I'm taking Tennessee, man, and the people want to know, why are you taking Tennessee? You know why, don't you?
Because it's all you know.
That's all I know. Let's go, Vols.
Tennessee.
To the death of me.
And Kentucky, 6:39 p.m. They win. They play Sunday in the Elite Eight, probably against Houston for a trip to the Final Four.
No milk. No milk for no stray cats. Buck, we locking you up in your little apartment. No milk for any stray cats.
No
they got
feral
starve.
cats.
Starve on this one. Starve on this. We'll catch them by 8:40.
There are going to be a lot of cats in the building at
and I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about a highway 840. I'm talking about 8:40 p.m. We'll catch them, and then we'll feed them, make sure they take care of. You know what I mean? Maybe give them a little parakeet or something. But other than that, no, kitty cats, you got to starve on this one, baby. Big dog's coming to town. It's the house that Peyton built.
It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be a ball.
I mean, this is the best time of year, man.
Dude, and this matchup, a rivalry matchup, man.
Can you
like
believe it? In the Sweet 16?
No, this
for
is
a trip to the Elite Eight, Tennessee and Kentucky.
Man, do you know how, man, take a deep breath.
What did Bob
feel
say?
Like me. That's all you need to know. I'm telling you, man. Put your money on it, baby.
All right, you catch all the action. Tennessee,
8 or 9 point win, y'all.
Right here on 104.5 The Zone, and we'll be talking about all of this on Monday. We really appreciate you guys, including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. See ya.
You forgot a line.
I did?
Good night. God bless.
Oh, yeah. Have a great night. Especially Vol fans. Good night. God bless.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be unless you were getting a shout out to anybody that's out there cheering for the Vols. That's all we know, baby. Let's go.
And our friends at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply, thank you guys. We love coming out here. All of the locations. There's one near you in Middle Tennessee. They will consult you on what you need to do to get your lawn great. Later.
Did you know you're overpaying for your health and wellness products?
With over 20 company-owned brands offering its members vitamins, supplements, wellness, and skincare products, you're able to save up to 70% off retail.
Members Nutrition can't change your life, but we can change the way you live.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Visual Comfort or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
We've got the trucks, all the trims, all the towing, all the bells and whistles, and all at Truck Month Savings. Two Rivers Ford is Ford Truck Central.